to round 14 of the V8 Supercars Online Premier Series, presented to you tonight by V8s Online. Welcome to round 14 at Monza. I'm Reese Gardner, and joining me in the commentary box is Clayton Brooks. How you going, Brooksy?
Yeah, good, thanks, Reese. I'm glad to be back at the racetrack for a sprint round tonight.
Yeah, definitely. It's really good to get racing again. We needed that month break after the Bathurst 1000, which was an absolutely sensational race. It was absolutely fantastic to watch. Make sure to check out the broadcast replay. But yeah, we're back now at Monza, one of the most historic venues in motor racing, and what a circuit this is, Brooksy. It's absolutely massive. It's got these long straights, heavy braking zones, and according to Jake Burton, he's done some calculations. It's got an average speed of 193 kilometers an hour. That's absolutely stonking pace.
It sure is, especially in one of these cars. Like you said, the heavy braking zones takes a huge effect. I know a lot of guys are struggling with a bit of rear tyre grip from they're heating up the tyres a lot here, so it'll be an interesting race.
Yeah, Monza, of course, very low drag dependent track and power dependent as well, of course, since everyone's technically all driving the same car. It's going to be largely down to the driver in terms of pace and, putting down the power as efficiently as you possibly can and absolutely nailing the exits of these varying speed chicanes and sweeping turns. But it's looking to be a very good round tonight, and we're seeing in the practice session at the moment, Sam Sutton is currently on top on a 48.509. We've got a few minutes left until qualifying, so we're going to take you guys through that. But Sam Sutton currently on the pace at the moment.
Yeah, he's certainly showing good pace. He was up there in pre-qual as well, Reese. I think the top couple of guys were very close, but then I think from 6th to 40th, there was only 0.9 of a second separating a 35-odd cars. So we're going to be in for an absolute cracker of a race.
Yeah, we definitely are. Jared Filsell for ANZ Motorsports heading up the pre-qualifying standings. A 48.128 over the last couple of days, deciding pre-qualifying for this race, and looks like the cutoff was a 49.43. That was the time that you needed to get into split one. So in general, that's a 1.3 second gap from first to 40th. 40 cars separated by 1.3 seconds is absolutely insane.
Oh, it certainly is, especially nearly a 2-minute lap. That's bugger all difference in that. You're talking a couple of car lengths at the most.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, we're going to go now to the fact file that I've prepared for this round and give you guys a bit of context as to the track that we're racing at tonight. Good morning / afternoon / evening, everybody. My name is Reese Gardner, and this is my V8 Supercar Online Premier Series fact file for Monza. Located in the high, mountainous north of Italy, the Autodromo Nazionale Monza is one of those venues that is a reference point in world motorsports. It is one of a select few circuits that has seen action in both the pre-war and post-war eras of Grand Prix racing, and has been a symbol of speed and danger for almost a century. It boasts one of the highest average speeds of any non-oval racetrack, and contains heavy braking zones and minimal runoff. Power, low downforce, slipstreaming, and bravery are the ingredients required for success at this circuit. Monza's story begins in the far-off, murky age of the 1920s. The Automobile Club of Milan celebrated its 25th anniversary in January 1922, and to commemorate the occasion, it was decided that a racetrack be built in the city of Monza. It was also noted that Italy needed a testing ground for new automotive technologies, and the local economy would get a much-needed boost. Not only that, but the Italian Grand Prix would gain a permanent home from which to compete with the popular French Grand Prix. The initial design for the track was penned by architect Alfredo Rosselli. Rosselli envisioned a huge 14-kilometre facility with a high-speed oval and road course side by side, but soon after construction started, the project was halted for fear that it would destroy the surrounding parkland. The design was then condensed to the first iteration of the circuit as we know it. It was completed in only 110 days, with 3,500 workers contributing, and officially opened on September the 3rd, 1922. This made Monza the third ever permanent circuit built in the world, after Brooklands and Indianapolis. The next 20 years were marked by many layout changes. For a time, only the oval was used for Grands Prix, and then a combined track called the Florio circuit was used. In 1938, another layout was put in place as part of a site redevelopment, demolishing the then existing oval. And then, just a year later, World War II struck, and the track was left to deteriorate. The facility was used for vehicle storage during the war, and following the victory of the Allies, a parade of tanks was held on the start-finish straight. As normality resumed around Europe, so too did racing activities. Monza was resurfaced and became part of the new World Drivers' Championship in 1950. In 1955, the oval was rebuilt with a slightly shorter length and higher banking, and the Parabolica was created on the road course, and the most iconic layout of Monza entered operation. This layout saw use throughout the 50s and 60s, but as cars became faster and more volatile, the glaring safety issues became apparent, and racing left the oval by 1970. Thus began Monza as we know it today. Over the next few decades, in response to crashes and deaths at the track, chicanes were introduced and corners reprofiled, and by 2000, Monza assumed its current form. Though its position as a Formula One venue has been under threat in recent years, Monza is still an enduring symbol of Italian motorsports and remains one of the most iconic racetracks in the world. This historic venue has seen action in V8 supercars on iRacing before, but this is the first time V8SCOPS will visit Monza. Lap 1 Turn 1 is never boring here thanks to the tight first chicane, and the long straights will give these powerful cars plenty of slipstreaming opportunities. We expect some exciting racing tonight, so why not join us as we here at V8s Online bring you round 14 of the V8 Supercar Online Premiere Series from the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. Monza, everybody, an absolutely fantastic track and one with a very interesting history.
Oh, it certainly is. It's amazing the way the track's evolved, the different configurations it's had over the years, Reece.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those tracks that's it's really a track of its time. It's got a simple layout when it comes down to it, but the amount of stress that it puts on the machinery is just devastatingly good.
We've only got about 50 seconds until qualifying starts, guys. Might just quickly run through your top 10 in this practice session. It seems Sutton leading the way by 2 tenths over Jared Filsell. Brock Salmon in 3rd, 4th is Sean Kelly, 5th Richard Amstead, 6th Corey Preston, Michael Healy in 7th, Lee Day in 8th, and Madison Down 9th, and Dake Burton in 10th position.
Yeah, that's a gap of around 7 tenths from 1st to 10th at the moment, and yeah, we've got the usual mix of top drivers here at the moment, and yeah, who's your pick for pole position, Brooksy?
Nah, it's impossible. I think, Reece. It's impossible. I've obviously got a clear bias favourite, but it's just too close to call. Actually, I can't believe how close the times are this week.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's some very, very close times around this track. It's especially awesome seeing how close the times are, considering how quick the circuit is. The fact that, you know, one little mistake on the exit of a corner at Monza is going to cost you about half a second due to the sheer amount of speed involved. And it looks like qualifying has actually started at the moment. People are coming streaming out of the pit lane at the moment. The charge appears to be car number 22.
If I had to pick, I'd definitely say it'd probably come from a TTR car. Sean Kelly, Mason Down, Brock Salmon, all in the top 5. They've got a very strong setup for this track this week.
Yeah, they definitely do. And I have to say, Daco Motorsport is definitely on the pace this week as well. Sam Sutton third in pre-qualifying, and of course we can't forget Sam Sutton is the joint winner of the Bathurst 1000 with Jake Maloney in that 888 Holden Commodore. So can't discount him.
Most definitely not. Fantastic drive at Bathurst. Hunted down the Torque Inc. car on a good fuel strategy. Both those cars at Bathurst, but they hunted them down and got the job done before the end, and took a great win, didn't they?
Yeah, they definitely did. Speaking of Torque Inc., if we can go to the Torque Inc. car at the moment, they are running a very special livery for this race and the last race at Phillip Island. Come on and slam and welcome to the jam. They've got a Space Jam livery on that car number 40 Holden Commodore that Mitch McLeod is driving. Absolutely awesome livery following the real life trend in V8 supercars of introducing liveries based on various movies like Star Wars and all that. So that's not only is it awesome seeing Space Jam on a race car, it's actually quite a nice looking livery as well, isn't it?
It is. It looks quite good.
But yeah, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on them to see how they're doing. Mitch McLeod, of course, was the pole sitter way back at round 2 at Barber Motorsports Park earlier in the year. But Scott Connors is the first driver in this field to start his qualifying lap. Sam Sutton is just behind him, and he's got the draft as well. So that's definitely going to help Sam. Scott Connors, it seems, running a replica Holden Racing Team livery on that number 93 car as they come through the Lesmo turns now, named for the nearby village of Lesmo. And this is where they rejoin the original layout of the circuit. Of course, the Lesmos were reprofiled following 1994. We've got the camera on Sam Sutton at the moment. This is one of the fastest points of the circuit here. Hard braking into the Ascari chicane. Before it was a chicane, it was a long, flat-out sweeping left-hander known as the Villalone. And Scott Connors has gone off there. That's going to let Sam Sutton through, and there's going to be no draft there for the final flat-out stretch of this circuit. As Sam Sutton comes into the Parabolica, a very challenging turn in any car. Sort of decreases radius on the exit, and in a V8 supercar you are fighting with the rear end the whole way around. So Sam Sutton is going to cross the line here, and he's going to do a 48.847. Bocatel slots in a 48.9, Sean Kelly running a 49.3.
Yeah, it's a couple of pretty good quick times there from Bocatel and Sam Sutton. A good beating laps for those guys.
Brock Salmon going to third as well. Brock Salmon, one of the rising stars in the V8 Supercar Online Premier Series, ran as an independent for a while and got the attention of the top teams. And he joined TTR and promptly won race 1 at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. So Brock Salmon continuing his good run of form. Jake Maloney is slotted into 4th on that last lap on a 49.248. Lee Day into 5th as well, Brooksy.
Yeah, it's not a bad time there by Lee. He's done a little bit better in practice a little earlier, so there's a bit more time in for him.
And for those of you who aren't familiar, Lee Day is one of the older, in terms of how long he's been competing, drivers in V8 supercars on iRacing, and he's made a bit of a comeback recently. He was fairly active back when we were broadcasting the official series, and then he took an extended break, and he's back now for V8SCOPS and continuing his good run of form.
Yeah, he actually started the season well in the V8SCOPS, and he was well in the top 5 guys running, but he's taken the better part of this year off, so he's dropped down, but I think he's still placed in the round 26 on the leadership table.
Richard Hampstead we're focusing on now. Currently in 7th on a 49.3. He's going to pull into the pits. Oh, goodness me. That pit entry at Monza is very interesting to watch when you're coming in behind another car.
He got very large in Sean Kelly's mirrors then, very quickly.
And I'm focusing now on Madison Down at the moment. Championship hopeful. He's on an outlap. Just coming around to start up a lap. He has put a time in, but it's not really representative of his actual pace. It's a 54.4, which is quite slow. So we'll be interested to see what Madison Down does on this next hot lap. And interestingly, I've actually gotten some information from a source. A little bird told me Madison was apparently having issues with his clutch pedal in practice. So that could be a major issue for the race start.
Yeah, definitely. We should touch on how close the Chet's only 10 points. I think it is, Reese, between Phil Searle and Down holding the advantage with 2 rounds to go. So I don't think either of them can afford a bad round because they've already kind of used them with drop rounds. So it's going to be a very close finish to those guys.
Yeah, of course. Madison Down we're riding on board with now. He's had not the best form in the last few rounds, whereas Jared Philsell has just hacked away at the championship lead that Madison had. Of course, it wasn't helped by the fact that Madison Down missed the Bathurst 1000 due to real-life racing commitments. So it's going to be an interesting championship fight, and I'm definitely interested to see how the championship standings look after this single race event in Monza. So Madison Down going through Curva Grande right now. This is another reprofiled turn. Used to run around where the outside of the gravel trap is. And then it's hard braking into the Variante della Roggia, I think this chicane is called. Got to slam the throttle down out of that corner, and that curve can unsettle your car a little bit. Lesmo 1, you got to... It's one of those turns that has multiple lines through it. You can never get it quite right.
I think Madison may have got an off track there.
Probably. The interesting thing about Monza in terms of iRacing is the fact that you can use all of those curbs and AstroTurf around the track and not have to worry about getting an off track. So if you manage to get an off track, then yeah, it's quite the mess up. Going through Ascari, it looks like Madison Down may have backed off slightly. Oh, just a little micro slide on the exit of Ascari. When I was doing laps for the fact file, I noticed that the amount of car control you have to have through Ascari is amazing. You're always sliding the car just a little bit. Same here at Parabolica. Get on throttle nice and smoothly in third. Madison Down is staying a bit tight, it seems, through there. And he's staying out, so he's that's a 48.9, so...
That puts him to third position.
He just put himself right up there, so there was no off-track on that lap, fortunately, for Madison Down. But, yeah, he's made a bit of a statement there to Jared Philsell, who currently hasn't set a time in this session.
No, you get to post a time, but your top 5 is Team Sutton on provisional pole with a 48.7. Cattell 48.9, Madison Down 48.9, Brock Summer with a 49 flat, and Lead Day has improved his time to a 49.1, which puts him in 5th position at the moment at the halfway point of qualifying.
Yeah, this is a pretty short session. 20 minutes is this session, so the drivers don't have that many opportunities to set a lap. We're focusing on Jared Philsell right now, car number 94, currently running second in the championship, as we said earlier.
He's got Brock Salmon right behind him getting the job, but Brock has just improved his time, I think. No. Might be an outlap for Brock, so this could be helping Brock a fair bit.
It definitely could. And you notice, as they go through the latter part of Ascari, they are taking all of that curb on the inside of the last turn of that section, which usually you avoid in most cars because it's got quite an anti-cut on the apex there, and it unsettles the car. But it seems the guys have found a way around that. Madison Down is slowing down, it seems. Just letting Daco Motorsport number 35 Jake Burton by. Oh, that's a 48.5 P4 from Jared Filsell. What a
Sean
lap
Kelly.
from Jared Filsell.
Sean Kelly's done a 48.6, and so's Brock Salmon. So they've gone to second and third. Those two guys in front of Sam Sutton.
The times are falling, and Jared Filsell has said, Madison, I'm ready to try and take that championship lead from you. Goodness me.
First shots fired, Reese.
Madison down in the pits at the moment, but of course, Richard Hampstead, who we're focusing on at the moment. Coming down the back straight to Ascari at the moment. Richard Hampstead is the reigning champion, and I do believe he's third in the championship at the moment.
Yeah, third in the championship. A little bit out of contention because if Madison down or Jared trip over each other, so we'll be there to collect the points.
Yeah, most definitely. Richard Hampstead, it's hasn't been a good reflection of his pace and skill this year, particularly in the middle part of the season. But in the last half or third of the season, he's really ramped it up, and he's been doing incredibly well.
Because he has been having problems with pedals as well, Chris. He's had quite a few dramas, I think, with his accelerator, I think it might have been.
Yeah, definitely, and he's had to miss a few rounds due to other commitments as well. So, having considered all that, third place in the championship is mighty good. Lee Ellis, down in 29th at the moment. He was 12th in pre-qualifying, so that's the current position that he's in is not an accurate reflection of his pace, as we see Mitch McLeod in the Space Jam car behind him.
Yeah, Lee Ellis only just been able to join the session, only one lap, 50.3, so he's a bit behind you. I wasn't able to do any practice. I think I heard that he would be getting to the track late tonight.
Well, he'll have to nail this one, because he's only got 7 minutes left in this session. He's going to be starting his flying lap now.
Of course, like we've had all year, no escape rules, so guys have to complete the full out lap in laps after their flying laps. It doesn't leave a lot of time, does it, Reese? On it's a longish sort of track, only 20-minute qualifying. Doesn't leave a lot of time for the guys.
No, most definitely it doesn't. I think, particularly in Lee Ellis's case, he would only be able to afford one more hot lap at this rate, if we take into account his in-lap and another out-lap. Ellis, oh goodness me, Ellis getting a bit squirrely under brakes there. But of course, one guy that we have to give attention to that we haven't really seen up in the top 10 at the moment. In 10th place is Ryan O'Sullivan for KRF Motorsports. Apex Racing. Incredibly good effort from him.
Easily the most aggressive looking car.
Yeah, goodness
me. The big shark's mouth and the red eyes with the headlight colours.
Wow, that's you'll notice that from a Monza's distance away. Whoa, getting a little bit squirrely on the east of Ascari there is Ryan O'Sullivan. But yeah. But we're focusing now on Lee Day as he comes towards the final corner. Lee Ellis, sorry. So we're going to see where he slots in.
Yeah, he's just exiting the final corner now. It's been looked like a pretty good lap from Lee. He's getting a little loose, trying to get the power down, but he's got it down now. He takes the shortest route to the start-finish line.
And that's a 50.049. It's not much of an improvement.
No, it puts him into 25th position.
We're going to check in now with Sam Sutton. He's on an outlap at the moment, currently sitting in 4th on that 48.7, sorry. It looks like Ryan O'Sullivan has been demoted to 11th after Jake Burton in the number 35 Dayco Motorsports Commodore ran a 49.32. That makes it 3 Dayco Motorsport cars in the top 10, and I think they've got quite a few cars here tonight. Have Dayco Motorsport. They've brought out almost the full complement of their drivers tonight.
Yeah, they've got a very strong presence on the grid, and they're doing well. You're in the team, Reese. Is the TTR affiliate helping out at this track this week?
Oh, I would say so. Yeah, it definitely has. The guys who run the V8 have definitely up to the standard in terms of their pace, and Sam Sutton's been contributing a little bit of his own setup knowledge to the TTR guys, so it's very much a you scratch my back sort of arrangement that they have going on at the moment, and it's working out very well for all of them.
I was just focusing, Jared Pilsell gave Bocatel a huge draft up to turn 1, but completely stuck the chicane, so Patel's been let loose. He looks like he's on a good lap. He's tucked in now behind Jason Bentz. He may get a little balked here by Jason. He doesn't seem to be carrying too much speed.
Oh yeah, Cattell did not get the optimal exit out of Ascari there. He's going to blast by JFF racing car. Jared Filsell is looking a little worse for wear in that car. A little bit of a smacked up front end. Oh, Bo Cattell sliding straight into pits. No thank you, sir. He's done with that run.
2 minutes 30 left on the clock. It's going to be a very quick into the pits, back out if they want to do another lap. All the guys from now.
This is very, very borderline for some of these guys now. They have to exit the pits right now if they want to come around and put a final lap in. This is where it gets really hectic.
Madison Down is on track, currently still sitting in 6th position on a 48.960. He will get around to do a flying lap.
Yep, and Jake Maloney as well in the second TTR yellow, Dayco Motorsport yellow, sorry, car, Sam Sutton's teammate and co-driver for their win at Bathurst. Is he on a hot lap? It seems he is. Getting a bit raggedy through the Lesmos, it seems. Coming down to Ascari, he'll be seeing Ryan O'Sullivan there in front of him and thinking, slow down just a little bit more so I can get that draft from you.
Yeah, I think Ryan may be a little bit in front to give Jake the benefit of the draft.
Yeah, ooh, O'Sullivan seemed to have taken a bit too much throttle on the exit of Ascari there. Oh, goodness me.
That was, closing speeds were very close.
Jeez. That's heart and mouth stuff, and that wouldn't have helped Jake Maloney. Oh, sliding just a bit. Exits Parabolica.
Oh, it's Lee Day. Shoots up to 5th position on a 48.9.
Yep, and Jake Maloney has just run a 49.211. That's a small improvement, but he remains 9th.
Madison Down just about to start his last flying lap. 26 seconds left on the clock, so he'll cross the line now to start.
Yep, this will be Madison Down's final lap in this session. What can the championship leader do from 7th place?
They've seen him do it before. Yeah, like you said, 7th position. He's going to have to nail this lap to get a bit closer towards the front of the grid.
Such an awkward turn for these V8s. Sorry, go on.
Only 10 points between him and Philsell, so a good qualifying tonight is paramount.
Yep, the checkered flag flies. The session is officially over. Everyone currently on a hot lap is able to finish it.
Oh, and Bo Cattell won't be improving because he's just looped it at first chicane.
Shame for Bo Cattell. He isn't going to improve on that 6th place, unfortunately. Currently looking at Madison Down and Sam Sutton. They're on the track in roughly the same place. It seems Jake Burton is right behind Sam Sutton as well. Oh, Jake Burton just getting into the gravel trap on the exit of Lesmo 2.
Madison down is fast approaching Ian Ford, who's currently sitting in 11th with a 49.3.
Madison down exiting Ascari, using all of the curbing and then some. And Sam Sutton will be getting a very nice draft. Oh, Jake Burton. Oh, that's Jake Burton's qualifying over, unfortunately. Looping it out of Ascari. But going back to Madison Down and Sam Sutton. Madison Down exits Parabolica and crosses the line. What can the championship leader do? It's a 48.871. He goes up to 5th. Sam Sutton has gone into the pits. And Ian Ford improved by 2 spots and then got pushed back 1. So Ian Ford for Evolution Racing Australia is in 10th. And I think that's qualifying done for everybody.
I think Bilso was one of the last guys to cross the line. He's now back into the pit, so I think that's pretty much done.
Well, there you go. I guess that's qualifying done, guys. Jared Filsell is your pole sitter, and Sean Kelly doing an absolutely fantastic job to take second there. So we've got the qualifying results up on screen now. Jared Filsell, your pole sitter. Sean Kelly in second. Brock Salmon third. Sam Sutton, a good effort in fourth. Madison Down 5th. Richard Hampstead in 6th. Both the Jared Filsell's championship rivals there. Not as close to him as they probably would like to be. Lee Day in 7th place, Bo Cattell 8th, Jake Maloney 9th, Ian Ford rounds out your top 10. And just looking at the times between Madison Down and Hammer before Brooksy takes you through 10th to 20th, wow, that's 1,000th of the difference. That's amazing. Crazy stuff.
That is so close, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know how iRacing split that, but anyway, they have put Madison Down's 5th to Hampstead 6th. Yeah, over the page to 11th, Jake Burton, and then 12th, Kane Kugimea, 13th to Ryan O'Sullivan. Great effort from Ryan. 14th, Corey Preston. 15th went to Scott Connors. Mitchell McLeod in 16th. Michael Schreier in 17th. There's 2 drivers we'd probably expect to see in the top 10 race, 16th, 17th.
Yes.
Jason Dixon in 18th, 19th to Michael Healy and Bo Cubis in 20th.
21st was Leon Tander. Wayne C. Burke in the Synergy Sim Racing car in 22nd. Matthew Ross Munro, Dayco Motorsports' new signing. He subbed in for Jake Burton at Bathurst, and he did such a good job that Dayco Motorsports decided to invite him to become a full-time driver. But for his first V8SCOPS race as a full-time Dayco Motorsport driver, 23rd position. Michael Cracknell behind him in 24th. 25th, Lee Ellis, very out of position there, unfortunately for him. It'll be interesting to see if he can make up positions again in the race. 26th was Brenton Hobson. Jason Bentz in the 012 car, position 27. Dylan Shepherd in 28th. Nigel Marnie, for a name we haven't seen before, in 29th position. And 30th was Tyson Williams.
And over to the last page, Matt Morris in his 32nd went to Jake Blackhall. 33rd to Todd Parks, Dale Niche 34th, and Dean O'Brien 35th. The last 2 not setting times, and Simon Black, of course, only in there as a race administration. So there's your grid, guys, for round 14 of the V8 SCOPS.
Yep, that's a 36-car grid for Split 1. And, of course, the Split 1 race is not going to be coming for a while yet. We still have to show the Split 2 race. All the guys that weren't able to make it into the top split get their moment to shine on the broadcast. And taking you through that particular race, I believe, is going to be Madison Down and Jake Burton. And I'll go on, Brooksy.
I was going to say, yeah, we might just go to a quick break while we wait for Jake and Madison to get out of the car, get up to the comm box, and they'll be back for the Split 2 race very soon.
I can't sleep. Simulated racing can be awesome, but can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Everybody, welcome back to round 14 of the V8 Supercars Online Premiere Series presented by GT Omega and V8s Online. We're racing at Monza for this round. You just saw qualifying for Split 1, and now we're going to see qualifying and the race for Split 2. The guys that weren't able to get into Top Split get their moment in the sun, and taking you through this race is going to be two of the drivers you just saw qualifying, Jake Burton and Madison Down. Welcome to the comms booth, guys.
Yeah, g'day Reese, good to be here as always. G'day Jake.
Hey Matt, we're 20 seconds into this qualifying session now, mate. Off we go.
Yeah, I'm just getting in there now. I'm just looking at the track conditions at the moment, and it's even hotter than the previous session. I don't know whether that was brought up in the previous broadcast or not, but 39-degree track temp in the Split 1 qualifying session. In this session, we've got a 40-degree track temp with clear skies, so huge amount of sunlight on the track, clear sky, and also massive track temp. So don't expect any Hollywood lap time numbers in this session because, yeah, it's too hot to do anything, I think.
Yeah, well, as we see in practice, 150.3 seems to be about the time that the guys up the front are doing. Been very close up there, you know, Sean Evans, Matt Jones and Mitchell Cale, like all within 10th of a second. This Monza racetrack is definitely bringing the times very close together.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long straight into a few chicanes, but primarily it's kind of a bit like a super speedway oval as such. It's interesting layout and going to provide good racing tonight. Plenty of drafts, plenty of big braking zones to put moves on, and yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to our race, but also watching this one. The Split 2 racing has improved vastly round by round, and plenty of these guys wouldn't look out of place in the top split. So yeah, it should be a good race.
That's no doubt, and of course in the middle of our G2 Amiga Endurance Cup, a lot of these guys are featuring in main game cars, obviously at the Spa and Bathurst rounds been, and Phillip Island for our finale in a couple of weeks. So yeah, a lot of these guys have really upped the ante towards the end of this season, and I noticed that we actually had a lot of guys who didn't even make the second split tonight, so the participation's really good in this series towards the end of this season.
Yeah, absolutely. As Michael Hammond, he's a guy that we have seen in top split previously, and he is commencing his first flying lap now. He's at the head of the train in the Laser Racing Commodore.
Michael Hammond, of course, entering the second of the chicanes that we see on the Monza circuit. Very, very interesting track. You have some very long straights and some massive braking zones. I know the average speed around here is about 190 kilometers an hour in these V8 supercars, and you're dropping down to, you know, 60 and 70 in these first and second chicanes here. It's definitely a very varied track.
Yeah, okay. I didn't realise the average speed was that high. That's it's a lot quicker than I knew of, and yeah, I think it's going to be big in the race. As I said, at that speed, the hole that these cars punch in the air, I mean, effectively it's a brick with a bit of a wing on the back, but I mean that basically just creates drag in these things. So it's going to be important, and actually that's a good point to note as well in qualifying. Draft will come into play in qualifying. I saw some guys in the previous session kind of get towed around for a lap. I know that Brock Salmon happened to be lucky enough to be following Jared Filsell on his pole position lap, and basically towed him around to a really good lap as well, up in the top 3. So look out for that as well, guys. Drafting with each other or finding a draft buddy, a bit NASCAR-esque.
That's exactly right, Matt, and as we see, Michael Hammond, one of those guys, first guys out of the lane, obviously had no draft, and he puts in a 150.7. But interestingly enough, Jeff Gorchie right behind, 150.5, very close behind. There's a possibility that he may have got a draft off.
I was about to say the same thing. He was close enough as he crossed the line to be in the draft, and yeah, he 50.5, that's actually quicker than practice time, so that's an awesome bank lap straight off the mark for Jeff Gorchie there in the HDR Commodore.
Absolutely right, Matt. That is going to be provisional pole. Of course, we're very early in this session, so lots of time left to come, but he's got a couple of tenths on the majority of the field at the moment, so he's definitely in a good position, good banker to start the session.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking that the times will be pretty close in this session. I'm not too sure. I can't remember what it looked like in pre-qualifying, but it was very close. And the times are just jumping around left, right, and centre here. So we've got Gorchie provisional pole 50.5, 50.7 for Hammond, Jones 50.7 as well, Robbie Tomei 50.8, Dave Oliver 50.8, Peter Sattler 50.8, Stephen Clark 50.9. Then it just jumped around again there. Richard Aylward just jumped up to 4th on a 50.8. So 50.8 is popular number to be on. We've got 4 guys in the top 10 on that at the moment, extremely close. Sean Evans up to P2, sorry, 50.7. So again, jumping around at the top of the times, and there is half a second covering the top 10, 3/10 between 2nd and 10th place. That is amazingly close, given that these guys have done 1 lap in this 20-minute session.
If this is the standard we're going to be seeing in qualifying, Matt, I'm so excited for this race. Going to be a big draft pack, as we see Sandman make a bit of a mistake coming off the Parabolica. I just had my eyes on him there, and he's escaped back to the pits.
Absolutely, and getting the power down getting the power down off the Parabolica is extremely tough, and of course in this second split they don't have the no escape system that we have in the top split, so they can just jump over, pull off and go straight back to pits. Does help quite a lot actually. This is quite a long lap, so in 20 minutes sounds like a long time, but you actually only get 4 or 5 goes at a hot lap, so the pressure is on for these guys. They don't have to worry so much about the long in lap to get back to the lane. They can just jump out, so they might get a lap or 2 extra than the top split guys.
That's
but
exactly
it's still,
right.
Still extremely short session when you think about it.
I certainly notice in the Dayco end of the pits, and I presume you guys are the same, with these 39-degree track temps, there's no chance of a second lap, and even the out lap is a very slow one, so it's interesting that these guys get to jump straight back to the pits. They get so many extra laps.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just the way that it goes in this hot weather. It's just so difficult to get a lap down, and the tiniest little mistake and you've just blown it. Like the lap's over and game over. When you're talking about half a tenth being in some cases 5 positions, it's just crazy how much difference those small little mistakes can make. And with hot weather, the slightest little slide and it's game over. You've ruined your tyres.
It's a very punishing track, isn't it, Mad? When you've got such high average speeds and so many corners that are left and then right, if you send it too deep into one of these chicanes here, it's not like a normal corner where you can sort of late apex it and sort of compromise and make the most out of it. Your lap is pretty much done if you go too deep into one of these chicanes.
Yeah, absolutely. Just looking in at the times and extremely close. Like so many guys in the higher 50s and low 51s, and trying to see if anyone's jumped around in the order since last time we looked. Stephen Clark has fallen a long way down. He was higher up, but 50.9 for him, and he's fallen a long way back. Last time I looked, he was up there in the top 5. But some guys to note that probably a little bit further back than I expected. Mitchell Abrahall, 16th at the moment. Sometimes makes top splits, so he's having a little bit of difficulty here. And also Reece Goldfinch, he's won several races in Split 2 this season. He's currently down in 17th on a 151.6. I mean, we can't read into that too much because the session is only halfway through and most guys have only completed 1 flying lap still. But interesting to see a few of the faster guys struggling and down the back.
That's it, and I'm just looking amongst the field. I think, am I right in counting 6 HTR racing entries in this field tonight, so a very impressive showing from them. And we're hearing that Josh Burden has jumped up the field to be another guy in the 50.7s. There's 4 of them now, 2nd to 5th, all in the 50.7 range.
Yeah, so to be in the top 10 currently, you need to have done a 50. There's 4 tenths between Jeff Gorchie and Stephen Clark, 1st and 10th. So 50.5 is provisional pole, 1/10 gap back to Sean Evans there in 2nd, and that may not sound like much, but at a track like this, 10th is unbelievably hard to find.
That's exactly right, Matt. When you've got so many cars within such a small amount of time, a very slight mistake will drop you 4 or 5 places, so...
Go.
Sean Evans now coming onto the front straight to complete a lap. Oh no, he's starting one there. He's done a very slow out lap, so I presume he's worked out that this hot temperature you need to do a slow lap and get a fast one.
A lot of guys currently in the lane at the moment, so it's in that time where everyone's on out laps and in laps, but times, not too much has changed since last time. So that midpoint of the session at the moment, I think things are about to heat up. 10 minutes to go, which is only about 2 more hot laps really.
That's it, very long lap. I'm actually, as I said earlier, just watching Sean Evans. He was our fastest guy in practice by not much of a margin, but if he could replicate his time he did in practice, he would well and truly be on provisional pole at the moment. His lap looks good so far as he's coming to the 2nd Lesbo, and he may even get a toe off who I believe that is Mark Fee up there in the HTR entry.
Yep, he is close enough right now to be getting a draft, I would say. See whether he can piece it together. There's actually 2 cars in front of him. That can also... The tricky thing about the draft, or slight mistake there, grabbed a lot of curb.
He's recovered it though, he's kept it nice and tight so he can make most of this draft.
Yeah, and that was settled across that curb. I was expecting that to be a lot worse actually, but yeah, nice and floated across it, so that's really good. But what I was going to say is that, he's done exactly as I mentioned. With the draft, you can sometimes outbrake yourself. Your braking markers change quite a lot. When you're travelling at around about 270 k's just before you brace, an extra metre or two, the car actually travels quite a long distance in that 1/10 of a second or so. So if you do miss the brake marker a little bit, or don't quite account for that extra speed you've got, you throw the lap away as well. So you do have to be careful with the draft. But Sean Evans has done a 50.671 and gone to position 2.
I have no doubt in my mind, Mad, that Sean Evans would have gone to provisional pole. Having made that mistake myself in the top split qualifying, if you go too deep into there, you're giving away 2 or 3 tenths.
Yeah, absolutely. He just outbroke himself, and he's just a slight mistake like that at such a long flowing corner such as the Parabolica, you're just in trouble. So checking with Stephen Clark here. He's down in 11th, the V8's online commentator, and put that in perspective, he's done a 50.9. I mean, that's not a bad lap, and fastest is 50.5. He's 4 tenths off pole position at the moment, and is 11th, not even in the top 10. So this goes to show you don't have to be far off the mark here, and you can just be nowhere.
That's exactly right, Matt, and I'm not too sure on the actual numbers for it, but half a second around this place can't be many metres. Like that is not much distance at all when you're travelling at such a high average speed.
It's just, I'm just laughing the whole time. I was laughing in our session, driving around and laughing now. It's just unbelievable how close this session is this week. We saw it in pre-qualifying. There was 9 tenths separating the top split times, the top 40 times. So absolutely insane.
Sandman very loose off the Parabolica, almost a replica of what he did last time, but he's going to bring it to the line. Let's see what he can do. It's going to be a 50.93, which is the tiniest improvement.
Doesn't get him a spot either, so stays P11. He did improve slightly, but Sean Evans has actually gone to the top, 50.509, and Michael Hammond also has jumped up to position 2, 50.521. So once again, a few guys raising the bar there. Jeff Gorchie doing a great job, still 50.583, but it's shaping up to be a good battle in the race, that's for sure.
Another guy who's jumped up in the last couple laps is Joshua Burden. He's up to a 150.7. He's a guy that normally you would expect to see in the top split. Obviously just a little underprepared, or not too much of a fan of Monza, but he's not far away. If he can find that extra tenth or so, he's going to be well up into the top 3. Yeah,
and he's one of those guys that's on the cusp week in, week out. He's either at the top of the second split or just scrapes into the top split there in the back 10 or 15, and he's done a great job all season. Obviously, does a lot of racing, and he's every time I've seen him in the split 2 races, he's been up there in the top 5 and fighting for wins. So Joshua Burden, pretty experienced driver. He's been around for quite a while.
Another guy who has, I think we mentioned at the beginning of the qualifying session, Reece Goldfinch, 151.7 that time by. He's in 18th at the moment. He really does deserve a better result than that, but just seems to be really struggling with the braking in this car as he makes a mistake into 1 and is going to run quite wide and fence it.
Oh, he's facing the wrong direction there. Lucky the no escape rule does not apply in this session for him, because yeah, a mistake like that, you've only got 4.5 minutes to go in this one, so not a lot of time. I think Dave Oliver may be starting a lap. He's another guy, a lot of experience. I've known Dave for around about 6 years or so now. I've known him since racing in the old R Factor days, and I'm a little bit surprised to see him down in P9 at the moment. I think he would want to be up there in the top 5. Again, he's only 3/10 away in the Synergy Sim Racing car from Sean Evans. 50.8 so far for Dave Oliver, but which is actually half a second quicker than his practice time, should be noted. But I'm sure he's going to be pushing pretty hard. And he's also got a draft on this lap from Robbie Tomei, a fellow SSR driver there.
Davo's car is something to really be noted. That Eaton sponsorship and silver and blue livery looks sweet out there. Metallic silver's really standing out.
Yeah, absolutely. But also the other SSR car just in front of him there, Robbie Tomei, he's doing a great job. He's actually position 8 there. 50.8600, weighs a 50.863. So those guys, unbelievably close. And that yellow and black SSR car, the light up Gola, looks pretty striking as well. I really do love those liveries.
I'm not sure how recent this time was, but oh no. Oh, yep, actually Richard Aylward last time by has jumped up into P4 with a 150.6, so he's sort of split the 5s and the 7s there.
Mitchell Abrahall also has jumped up, 150.874, so he's in a position a little bit higher, which is where we want to be. Stephen Clark, 150.934, still has not improved. 13th. I know for a fact that he'll be disappointed with that. He'll be hoping to be top 5, but at the moment it's difficult. Mitchell Chilak, 50.364, goes to the top. That is quicker than his practice time as well. That's a great lap.
It will also be noted that that time, by the looks, was done without draft, by the looks. So that's incredibly fast from Mitchell there.
Josh Burton up to P2, sorry, 50.498 for Joshua Burton, up there to position 2. So we're starting to see some good times here as these guys complete their final laps of the session. And Sean Evans approaching the Parabolica at the moment.
Anyone who hasn't started their lap by now is not going to get... anyone who hasn't started their out lap by now is not going to get another lap, so this is pretty much it for Sean Evans.
He's done a very slow outlap too, 255.1 on his outlap, so that's very, very slow. Oh.
Keeps the calm, cool and collected.
Stephen Clark massively out of shape in the turn one, somehow got it stopped. That was like 30 degrees sideways in the braking zone for Stephen Clark there. That was wild.
Put a photo on Facebook up before, and that car looked like it was halfway on its roof, so he's definitely loving the commitment this week as he's heading into the second chicane.
Grab a replay of that going into turn 1. That was extremely loose on the brakes. The car, you could see it squirming around, and the engine just went silent there as you could hear the rears well and truly locking. So yeah, massive commitment. I'm not sure that's the quickest way to go about it. Just looking back at the times, Jeff Gorchie up to position 2, 50.412. So, seen plenty of awesome laps here at the end of the session.
Sean Evans now, our freaking practice guy who's been one of the quickest in this session, has just had some terrible luck, is heading into Ascari on that lap we mentioned. See if that really slow out lap is going to benefit him on his flyer.
I'm blown away how much curb he is able to take. Maybe too much that time by as he aborts the lap. Yeah, so...
Dead man in the background.
Dead man's still hanging it all on the line, is he?
Oh, that was crazy. He's fetching a bit of draft on the right. Let's see how... Oh, he's aborted.
Oh, he's out. So, position 13 there.
We appear to have had a bit of a graphics problem there, so we apologise for the lack of overlays as the Synergy Sim Racing guys have some moments.
It's really going to be a crash in pit entry here between the SSR dudes. But Dave Oliver there in the Eaton SSR Commodore, 50.683, so slight improvement for him there, jumps up to position 7. Rob Tomei didn't manage to improve his 50.8 there in position 9, so certainly a mixed session. I'm just trying to see if anyone's on laps still.
In terms of the top 10, it looks pretty much done. There's a couple guys who might be maybe just doing some practice pit entries and that sort of stuff, but I think the session's pretty much closed out, Mad.
Yeah, Jeremiah Morton's coming to the line, but I'm not sure if he's actually competing. Jeremiah Morton came to, no improvement though. 0.004 of a second slower than his PB, so he finishes a lap. Seeing what else we got, I think that's
Simon
it. So
Black coming into the Parabolica. I'm not sure if he got a time in, but he actually hasn't clocked a time in this session, so this could be a lifesaver for him as he appears to be pushing
coming
to the line.
Yeah. We'll see what he's gonna do.
Didn't count by the looks.
Yeah, no time appears there for Simon Black, so I think that's finally it. We'll grab the results now. So Mitchell Chilak, great job. 150.364 to grab pole position. Jeff Gorchie, 150.412. Joshua Burton there in position 3, 50.498. Sean Evans, 4th position, 50.5. Hammond, 50.5. Aylward, 50.6. Dave Oliver, 50.6. Matt Jones, 50.7. Robbie Tomei, 50.8. Mitchell Abrahall there, rounding out the top 10, 50.8. So half a second covers the top 10 cars, which is just astonishing. Peter Sattler, 11th. Sandon Delilik, 12th. Stephen Clark, 13th. He'll be a little bit disappointed. That's a little bit further back than we've expected or seen from Stephen Clark in previous rounds. Jeremiah Morton, good job. 14th place for him. Darryl Gale, 15th. David Baxter, 16th. Craig Jones, 17th. Reece Goldfinch had a bit of a shocker. He's all the way down there in 18th, and we've seen him actually pick up wins in Split 2. So maybe he's not quite happy with the setup or something, but that's a long way back for Goldfinch. Graham Filan, 19th. Nick Hosler, 20th. Brenton O'Brien, 21st. Sean Thompson, 22nd. Wayne Taylor, 23rd. Scott Party, 24th. Mark D. Kelly, 25th. Brett Hender, 26th. Mark Fee, 27th. Daniel Trim, 28th. Michael Paragoros, 29th. Matthew Belton, 30th. Peter Latham, 31st. Shane Steedoff, 32nd. William Bailey, 33rd. And Scott Griffiths rounds out the field there in 34th position. That was action-packed. That was an extremely close session, and I'm looking forward to this race.
Certainly going to be a interesting race, no doubt. Bit of a random statistic out of nowhere. The first 8 positions on the track were covered by around, provided my numbers are right, 21 metres worth of track. So very close up the front there.
Yeah, that's just amazing. I'm actually really looking forward to this race. I'm actually pretty scared in our race about turn 1. Specifically for me, a little bit of insider for me tonight. My clutch pedal currently is not working, so I don't have a clutch. So I'm going to be using a bit of a line lock system with a button clutch on the steering wheel, and that is just going to be recipe for disaster. I feel I'm already hopeless at starts, so expect to see me about 20th by turn 1, and I'm hoping I don't cause a crash. But this turn 1 down here, my point is, it's so tight. You'll probably be doing about 220 kilometers an hour on approach down there, and with 40 odd cars funneling into such a narrow and tight corner, it's just tough to get right as the revs rise. So we're looking to get a start here.
Green, green, green! Lights are green and they're away. Stephen Clark with a good start.
Absolutely shocking. Straight through the middle of the field. They run down into turn 1. Pretty clean so far. It's bunching up though. Oh, massive contact down the rear of the field. Huge accident.
There's a lot of cars in. Right-handers here.
Oh, that's sketchy by yourself in these things, let alone side by side. There's a pretty major accident there on the main straight. Not sure how that one started. We'll grab a look at that shortly as we watch the action down into the second of the chicane to 3 wide.
Oh, this is disaster.
Stephen Clark's been hit.
David Baxter nearly gets collected. That was awesome.
Graham Filan has also been turned around there at the second chicane. Danman is huge.
Oh, Peter Latham is upside down at the second chicane. He's on his side.
This is insane. Carnage in the first 2 corners of this race. I'm not sure we're going to be able to actually get replays of everything that happened. That was absolutely major. So we'll try and grab the incident with Stephen Clark, and
Like just an innocent bystander there. Just someone, I'm not sure who it was down the inside 3 wide, and unfortunately the guy in the middle had no choice but to turn into the corner, and that's just sent all those into Sandman.
what a Sandman below it was down the inside there on the Amazon Commodore. He made it 3 wide with Dave Oliver and Matt Jones, and I mean there was just nowhere to go. 3 into 1 just didn't work, and unfortunately Stephen Clark was on the outside and got nailed, so I'm sure he just had massive damage and was putting out the race. But what an opening lap.
Not wrong, man. And we've been so busy looking at all the action going on in the back. Mitchell Koliak has got an 0.8 of a second lead right now over Joshua Burden, and it appears that car 015 we're hearing from race control, which is Nick Horsler, has a pit lane penalty.
Grab 9th and 10th on screen at the moment, so Robbie Tomei in 9th position, Jeremiah Morton in 10th, looking to grab a move. He's down the inside, but really late on the brake, and Tomei just pulled up.
Oh, he's just collected that curve a bit hard, Jeremiah there. Tried to get the switch back, but couldn't get the power down.
Dave Oliver there, looking to capitalise from a mistake from Jeremiah Morton. He is all over the back of him.
Up the front here, Sean Evans is having a look at Josh Burden now. Oh, has a little bit of a fake, but I don't know, it looks like Mitchell has maybe made a mistake that lap. He did have an 0.8 of a second lead at the beginning of this one, or maybe that's just our draft playing a factor.
It's going to be hard to get away from anybody here, even if you do have a pace advantage. If the guys around you don't battle too much, it is going to be tricky to break draft.
That's right, and Michael Hammond now has the box seat for all this. About a 1.5 seconds it looks back from this front 3. He'll want them to start battling.
Yeah, absolutely. Grab back to 7th and 8th, Mitchell Abrahall is under attack there from Matt Jones, and back there. Oh, Morton so close not to hit the fence there on pit entry. That was position 11. Dave Oliver to 10th, but just have a look what happened.
Matt Jones down inside of Abrahall now. Oh, he's still going to stay there. Abrahall. Jones should get better traction.
Great driving, side by side through a corner that tight. A lot of respect shown there, that's good to see.
We're worried about our start, Matt. These blokes are doing it with ease. That's pretty easy.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say the lap 1 was pretty messy for these guys though, with about 3 major accidents and
Sean Evans, huge moment. Jeremiah Morton in the Angry Birds number 11 entry appears to have lost his engine coming into the second chicane. He's pulled that number 01 up on the side of the track, and there is no RPM in that Commodore.
Yeah, he's definitely out. He has launched an engine there, unfortunately for him. Back up, Abrahall, a massive attack from Matt Jones. Matt Jones sneaks it back behind, but very close to contact being made there. This is a good fight here for 7th and 8th, I believe. Yes, it is.
Great racing from these second split guys. The racecraft showing the split so far, other than that bit of carnage on the first lap, has been exceptional. And we're only 3 laps into this one, Matt.
Absolutely, it's a 19-lap event, so, well, 19 laps all 40 minutes, but we should go the full distance, assuming we don't see any safety car periods. Pit lane penalty, car number 668, so that's Dave Oliver. So that'll be for the contact that we spoke about at the Parabolica exit, where he nearly turned Jeremiah Morton around. So that'll be drive-through penalty there for Dave Oliver, so he'll be frustrated by that.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a race for the lead going on in a couple laps time. Josh Burden has really closed this gap on Mitchell Koliak, and as we said in qualifying, Josh Burden may be the more experienced guy.
And he's and they're doing good times too, 50.4. Both guys last time by 50.4. Now keep in mind, pole time was at 50.3. So do that on lap 3 of this race in track conditions that hot. It's actually, yeah, I think it was Jeremiah Morton was stopped there on the apex. I think he needs to get that one out of the way as soon as possible. It's not on the track, but it is in an awkward spot, which he has done. So that one's out of the way now. William Bailey.
Mitchell Koliak, actually that last lap, without draft, went faster than his qualifying time. We're hearing Jones has managed to pass Mitchell Averhall there. He's very good driving by Matt Jones there, getting it cool, calm and collected and putting a couple laps worth of effort in to get round Mitch.
Sorry guys, I've been having some internet dramas, which is a pretty common occurrence for me unfortunately, but I was just looking at William Bailey in the HDR Commodore, and he's unfortunately been turned around at turn 1 about a lap or so ago, and he's driving around now 24th with massive damage to that HDR Commodore, so disappointing one for him, that's for sure.
Here's our race for the lead. Josh Burden is going to go to the inside of Mitchell Koliak, and he's covering a little bit, but not excessively, so good work by these boys. But Josh, as Mitchell
he's up there,
pinches a break. Great move by Josh Burden, and also great work by Mitchell Koliak to keep that in the running. And we're hearing a pit lane penalty for the number 033, which is Mark D. Kelly. Might have been related to that turnaround with William Bailey.
Yeah, I'll go and have a look now. I'm assuming it is. Yeah, on the previous lap, Mark Kelly got into the back of Daniel Trim, which unfortunately has resulted in, yeah, as Daniel Trim spun the car back around, he's collected William Bailey. So it's funny sometimes the flow-on effect. I didn't realise William Bailey was actually turned around, innocent bystander entirely there, so he'll be extremely frustrated. Sean
Evans now battling with Michael Hammond, but Michael Hammond did make a mistake in the Lesmos back there, but Sean Evans appears to have a little bit of left rear damage. I do remember seeing something earlier, but up the front looks pretty hectic at the moment, and Mitchell's got a bit of a run on Josh here.
Oh, grabbed a lot of curb. That car was very poorly settled across that curb there. It just launched off it and just did not want to squat and drive off the corner, so lost that advantage he had, but he'll be looking to get nice clean exits as Joshua Burden, slight little error there into the entry. Mitchell Koliak, massive run on the exit, just got to get this power down as Burden doesn't do that, he's way wide.
Mitchell loses at the rear end as well, but it's going to be gifted to Mitchell there. Well done keeping it on the road by both of those boys.
I think we're going to see quite a few lead changes in this one, that's for sure, because as I said, you just can't get away.
It seems that the guy with the draft has the advantage, and these guys are actually handling that sort of loss of aero that the draft provides pretty well at the moment. Two HTR Commodores of Matt Jones and Jeff Gorchie both trying to chase down Richard Aylward at the moment. Jeff had a little bit of a look last time by, but it's going to be another day for Jeff.
Going to jump in, sorry, it's a really good battle. Peter Sutler in position 10 is being absolutely hounded by Reece Goldfinch at the moment. Reece Goldfinch is accidentally double upshifted though. He's going to be under pressure from Craig Jones in the ERA Ford Falcon as he looks up the inside. This is not good. Oh my god, that was so close at the apex.
Goldfinch sent that so deep, he nearly
Wayne
actually
Taylor makes a mistake behind, Sandon Deloac capitalises.
This is a four-way pack now from 9 to 13 here.
Great battle. So Goldfinch had the run, made a mistake and accidentally upshifted 2 gears, and then he became the sitting duck there with Craig Jones looking to put the move on. It gave Peter Sattler a little bit of room to breathe.
Quick look up the front, Josh Burden made a big mistake in Ascari corner just then, and Mitchell has checked out for now, but that gap is still well less than a second, so I've no doubt Josh will use the draft to his advantage.
Yeah, you've just got to be careful not to drive the tyres off the car as well. There's a few fairly long corners here that really put load on the tyres, such as the parabolic that we're seeing these guys going through now, as Jeff Gorchie in the high-tech racing team, Commodore, in the draft, Richard Aylward there, the overclockers Commodore.
Sean Evans starting to get back into this fight now. Only, you know, half a second off Josh Burden. That's going to be even less now as he starts to bring it back in again. But this is certainly not over for Sean Evans.
Jumped on board with Evans to have a look at this fight. He's sideways through the turn 3 sweeper there. That was a little bit hairy actually.
Very hectic, and then into this second chicane. Sean's car does look very calm and collected over those curves as he does take a little bit much, but the Lesmos here, Mad, the understeer this week, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm considering wholesale changes before the race. I'm fairly unhappy with the way the car feels for me, but I've actually had reasonable turn in there. Looking at Gucci, bit of a run here on Richard Aylward down into Ascari corner.
I think he's going to think better of it this time.
He's got to look. He needs to get a good exit off here and look into Parabolica or into turn 1. It's very hard to pull off a move into Ascari. It's too high speed of a corner. He got a reasonable exit off there. I'm not sure he'll be close enough, but he's just got to really focus on getting that good draft and getting the good exits off the corners. He has a look, he's half there, but he's going to back out of it.
You got to play it smart here, Mad, because, you know, if you go sending it to the Parabolica like that, you're going to lose it straight away up this straight. Jeff was probably thinking that and is now going to look into the draft and see if he can get it done into turn 1, but I don't think he's close enough.
Yeah, the little half look has hurt him on exit. He wasn't able to get the exit that he wanted. Looking up the front, and Burden has closed that margin back up to Chilak in first position. So GT Omega Racing Falcon, striking livery on that car too. I love the way that car looks, but at the moment they say red goes fast, and at the moment he's looking like one of the speediest guys on the track, apart from Sean Evans, who once again is having a massive sideways moment through the sweeper. And that car is the fastest on the track at the moment though. 50.8 last time by. That's a pretty respectable time considering we're 8 laps into this race.
Pretty significant drop off here. I mean, I don't know if Mitchell made a mistake then, but that time was 1.5 seconds slower than his fastest lap this race.
I'm looking at 13th and 14th at the moment. Craig Jones. Actually, this is still the 4-way battle we're looking at before, as Goldfinch makes a mistake in the SSR Falcon. The second of the chicanes gives Craig Jones a bit of a sniff here. Oh, he dropped a wheel on the grass into the first. The Lesmos there.
Gorchie now is going to have a look at Aylward into Ascari for 5th and 6th, and Gorchie
he's up
going to
there.
get it done.
Oh, he's sideways on the brakes. Massive amount of curb. Still side by side. Oh, there's contact.
There's contact.
In the fence hard,
And
then
he's
upside down, and he's
down.
going to be back on the race line. Abrahall nearly ran on the road as well.
That was an exceptional barrel roll by Jeff.
That one, yeah, it was actually. That was a solid hit into the fence. That was. We talked about it being hard to pass. We're just having a look on the replay now. He got it up the inside, just couldn't pull it up though. Offline in the marbles, grabbed a lot of curb, and it's just unfortunately wheel-to-wheel contact. It looks like Jake. He just got fired off to the outside so quick.
And as a result of that, Aylward was slowed down, and Jones and Aylward now. Jones seems to have backed off, but they were too wide into one there. Jeff Gorchie's teammate for HCR Racing, actually, Matt Jones there. Second HCR car to have a go at Aylward there.
Having a look at Sanjan Delilik, applying the pressure massively to Craig Jones here into turn 1, and thinks better of it, doesn't go the long way. This is now a 5-car battle. Darryl Gale in the Man Cave Motorsports Commodore has now jumped onto the back of that train, and Wayne Taylor is also beginning to look at this battle as well. The Aaron Russell lookalike car, it's got a bit of a digital army look to it as well. I'm not sure if that's, might have missed something in real life news, but that's a great take on the Aaron Russell car. Plus Fitness and Hybrid Racing Simulation sponsored Ford Falcon there. I think, is that'd be the team that's undergone the name change recently as well,
Yeah.
I believe, Jake. Pro Force Racing, that team has become.
Yeah, Pro Force Racing.
Anyway, getting sidetracked, great looking car, but he's actually got a massive run at the moment. Daryl Gale made a mistake, he followed Sandon Deloitte. He's going to go straight past Daryl Gale. He's going to have to draft. He's actually might have a look at Deloitte, doesn't though, just brakes a little bit earlier. It's probably the smart thing to do.
Back up the front, pretty much line astern like it was a couple laps ago. These guys are all still trying to bring each other in.
Burden with an exceptional
big block! Big block by Mitchell there, and Mitchell's
He's
deep. He's
way too deep. He's got to be careful not to actually rotate the car entirely. He'll get a slowdown. It probably would have just about cleared already with that mistake. So he's just got to jump back onto the draft to Sean Evans here. But he's been beginning to look like he's struggled for tyre. Probably since the last 5 laps or so, actually. He's just battled quite a lot. Grab a replay of that one.
Unfortunately, I think Mitchell there just was too busy watching his mirrors and seeing Josh coming that he just forgot to brake, I think.
I think offline too, we talk about this dynamic track, and I mean, it's cooler offline, sure, so you got better grip, but there's plenty of marbles out there. I know that the starting track for these events is 75% tonight, so there's quite a lot of rubber online. So if you go offline, you almost feel like a passenger. Having a look at Reece Goldfinch.
Taylor's lost it.
Oh yeah, we just spoke. He's outbroken himself slightly there in the Pro Force Racing Plus Fitness Falcon. Very lucky to keep that out of the wall. Lost the spot to Mark Fee as well on the HTR Commodore. Go back up to the battle at the front. And Sean Evans, he's been the fastest guy in recent laps, and he's beginning to have a look at Joshua Burden here. Joshua Burden with some net dramas as well.
You see race control just clearing up the Aylwood and Gorchie rollover incident was a racing incident and no further penalties will be looked at.
Yeah, I agree with that one. I don't think anyone was particularly at fault there. It was just, they were side by side, and it was actually unlucky for Gorchie to end up in the fence that hard. I think they must have made wheel-to-wheel contact or something because, yeah, it was a little bit bizarre. He just got launched off the road, so...
That's the thing about that section of road, Matt. Albeit a triple chicane, you're still doing 170 or 180 odd kilometers an hour through there. It's a very fast section of road.
Just having a look back at 9th and 10th, Goldfinch, massive run, and Craig Jones has got a double draft. Sattler covers. Goldfinch is going to keep looking. He makes contact with him, goes back to the outside.
Craig Jones.
I think, yeah, Sattler's going to cop a nudge. Jones backs out, does not go the long way. That was extremely close. Goldfinch, good exit. Jones even better exit on the line there. So Jones is going to get overlap. He's going to stick it up the inside and feed Goldfinch wide. But if Goldfinch can keep overlap, he'll have the inside. There's contact. Oh, massive moment. Goldfinch off in the grass.
I was about to say that it's alright to use the bumpers as long as it doesn't go too far.
Jones is nearly gone wide as well. Deloitte with a big run.
This is too much,
What a
Matt.
battle. And he's still there, he's given him space, and he's put himself out there in the marbles, he's still there. Oh, he's going to get turned! Oh no, Goldfinch picks the positions back up. Enjoy the road. Daryl Gale now involved as well.
As Goldfinch gets past him, he just
And
completely ran wide.
Jones is actually looking at Goldfinch now as well, so I'm not sure what race control is going to do to have a look at that. I'd need to have a closer look to see, but I'm sure race control will have seen that. There was 2 or 3 incidents to cover off for them there.
I am so surprised we did not see a car in the fence, turned around there. That was insane. Seriously fast bit of road, and the fact that they kept it out. Looking back up the front, Sean Evans had a slight look there at Joshua Burton. Joshua Burton outbrakes himself. A lot of curb for Sean Evans though. He may get a slowdown for that. I'm not sure. That was a lot of curb. Evans is going to have the inside now.
Okay, so can these guys do it? Yeah. Evans is covering the brake. He doesn't want to go through here side by side. Still nearly makes contact. Celiac with the run of the year. Goes straight around Evans. Oh, don't pull over in front of him. He's got to be careful there. He does the right thing. So
Well
Mitchell
done,
Celiac back up to position 2. Oh, and he's going to lose the position again.
About 4 corrections there from Mitchell there.
Massive case of the death wobble there off the second chicane. He just couldn't get it back.
Burden is looking in his rearview mirror thinking, keep going boys, this is what we want.
Absolutely. Joshua Burden's playing a very smart race at the moment. There's too much action, Jake. It's crazy.
This pack with Daryl Gale, Sam, and Craig and Reese is all back together again.
Yeah, they was into each other a lap ago, and it all kind of just worked itself out, and they're all back together. The damage mustn't be too severe because, well, actually, apart from Jones missing the rear left quarter, but all their cars all look relatively straight, believe it or not, despite making heavy contact.
I bet these guys are loving this race at the moment. They're sitting just outside the top 10 thinking, yeah, let's get a little aggressive, but let's have some fun at the same time.
Going to throw a quick shout out to Brett Hender in position 16, car 123. He's currently driving around with no boot lid or rear wing, and has been since lap 1.
Yeah.
So that car will be feeling a bit like a dog's breakfast at the moment. It's going to be average to drive, and he's just kept it going. He's off the pace, but he's kept out of trouble apart from lap 1, and he's still running around there in 16th. Having a look at Fireland and Dave Oliver back there in the field, and Dave Oliver of course served a pit lane penalty, so 17th and 18th. Fireland currently leading that one.
Craig Jones, I noticed, approaching the Parabolica, gave the position to Sanjan, so maybe Craig struggling with a bit of, as there's a lap car involved with this sort of stuff now.
Something just a weird one. Henry King's actually come in the lane in the ANZ Motorsports car, and the engine is dead. So I think he actually has run out of fuel, if I had to guess.
It's a possibility, but
it would be a fuel miscalculation if that were the case, because these guys shouldn't need a pit stop. The car should run that. So came in and the car sounded like it was coughing and sputtering. So it's a weird one for Henry King. I'm not quite sure what's going on there.
Is it our mate Brooksy who looks after the ANZ fuel numbers that could be in a little bit of trouble now, Matt?
From Jared's job. It'd be a shame for him to get sacked before a night out tonight. Having a look back up the front, there's a lap car involved up there. Sean Evans doing a good job sticking behind Burden, using that draft to his advantage. Sean Evans, I think, still is the paciest car in these front three.
This has been really great racing between these three up the front. So close all race, but it looks like Mitchell now, as we said earlier, seems to be struggling with those rear tyres. His times have dropped off significantly. In saying that, the whole field has though, so 1.5 seconds to drop off on these tyres.
Yeah, it's bad. These cars will be feeling shocking to drive at this point. I'm actually really not looking forward to our race drive. Like the car feels terrible across one lap with it being so hot. So certainly, as Evans sideways through. His car is very loose through the high-speed stuff, sideways again through that turn 3 sweeper.
Could be just trying to dial a bit of front end into it for these Lesmos here that everyone's been struggling with, trying to loosen up the rear.
Yeah, I mean, my car's doing the same thing as that. I don't actually have any understeer issues at all. However, I'm considering changing setup, and Tyler Shilak with a massive run, he backed out of it. I think he should have kept on that. He had the overlap and a massive run.
Evans did get a little loose on exit there, and maybe Mitchell's just thinking, you know, we got 4 to go, guys, so let's just...
I think it might have spooked him a little bit.
This draft is just insane. After all we saw that from Evans back there, he's right on the back of Burden here in Ascari.
Michael Hammond there, doing a good job, position 4. He's had a pretty lonely race actually. He hasn't quite had the pace to be up the front in that lead battle. Massive battle at the lead. Evans goes the long way. Burden covers, that's offline.
This is Mitchell's chance.
He's going to run him wide. Gilak sits there waiting. This is going to be on in turn 1.
Would not be surprised if we see some 2 or 3 wide stuff in the next few corners.
Burden.
See how they manage.
Where's Burden going to go? He's got to make one move. Where's he going to go? He's going to go white line inside
Oh, he's
and
gone.
Evans,
Quite deep.
he's out of shape. This is
Very well done by Josh
crazy.
there, actually.
Okay, so Evans squared the exit
contact
off,
nearly.
nearly copped the hit from Chilliwack there in the second phase of that first chicane. Good driving by Burden. I was surprised he was actually able to pull that up as deep as he did offline into 2 corners. So that's great driving there from Joshua Burden.
That pack back in the field has now split up, so your main battle pack now is without a doubt this front 3, and we think it's 4 or 3 laps to go now. It's certainly going to be hectic. That's a mistake by me. I'm hearing that we actually have 5 to go as Evans goes to the inside of Burden into the second Lesmo, but Burden's going to keep it.
Okay, so awesome battle for the lead. I'm just looking down the field. It's not too many other battles, so we'll stick with this lead battle for now. Evans covers Chilliwack with a big run. Burden covering slightly as well. Not sure why he needs to do that. He's just parked at half a car across and he's got margin. So Evans now compromised. Huge amount of curb. He's off with the grass. Chilliwack's going to have a huge run. Evans will go defensive, no question about it.
Josh Burden's loving this right now. Gonna be Evans is gonna have the advantage.
But Chilliwack's gonna try and square this exit off, get a nice clean run, but it is tricky to do that. There's just no grip on the exit there. So, but yeah, Burden will be loving this. He'll be saying, "Go ahead, boys, go too wide through the first chicane. Cost yourself a second. Let me get away."
Waited to the last minute using every bit of that draft Chilliwack there, but it's going to be
later.
Evans again who's going to have the inside, but Chilliwack could hold it. Oh, he's slight contact.
Still side by side.
Not sure if Chilliwack should have maybe considered pulling out of that one, but he's going to have a look into the second.
So Burden has pulled a huge amount of Chilliwack's off. Far out, massive moment. We spoke about the car being loose there. Yeah, Michael Hammond, actually, we just think that a lonely race. He's there. And he's by far the quickest.
Yeah, no doubt, with 4 to go. But I don't know, I think Josh Burden will be pretty hard to catch unless they bring each other in again, but Hammond could be a challenger for the win here.
Burden with a mistake there, though, coming onto the back straight. Big mistake, it's cost him time. Evans is well and truly in the draft.
Having that gap and knowing that these guys have the draft on you will be so much pressure on the shoulders of Josh Burden right now. Takes it easy into a scurry as Evans is losing the
back
rear
in the field,
constantly.
6. Where are we? Craig Jones and Dave Oliver. Massive moment, and Brett Hender with the no rear wing on the Falcon in amongst all that as well. That was all very hairy into that second chicane. There was 3 wide at one point there for Jones and Dave Oliver.
See Evans now off the last corner as we are going to come to 3 laps to go, I believe. Might get a bit of a run on Josh Burden.
Got good draft, so he's going to be there or thereabouts into this turn 1. Michael Hammond, once again, around about a second faster than the lead group. So got pace, and being by yourself, he may have actually looked after his tyres. He's just been able to run nice, consistent, clean laps. Hasn't had to worry about battling anybody, so maybe he does actually have reasonable tyres beneath him.
Exactly right. These guys up front have been toing and throwing all race. That's got to be harsh on the tyres, and it reflects in the lap time, but Sean Evans not going to have a look this time.
Close though, I don't know if Burden actually has this. He looks like he's struggling a little bit. The car's being driven straight, but I'm not sure. He just looks to be battling a little bit.
With 2 laps to go in this race, Mad, who's your tip for this one?
You know what? It wouldn't actually surprise me if Hammond actually got this done. If he's smart about it.
Oh, this is dangerous.
I think Burden's going to get it done. I think Burden's got the most experience. I think Burden's going to get it done. But Evans is going to be hard to beat. He's got sheer car speed at the moment.
Evans shunts Burden at the apex of Ascari there, but Chilak's got to run. Massive run. He's going to use as much as Burden's draft as he can.
They're both trying to use the draft as contact in a straight line.
This is incredible racing by these boys. If we can see a race in the main race between you guys like this, this will be certainly one to watch.
Oh, out of road. Way out of road.
Didn't have much choice
tarmac
there.
runoff there. Yeah, Chilak will have a slowdown running that wide, so that brings Evans back into the game.
That's
For
a
the
real
lead,
shame
so
for
2 to go.
Mitchell.
And Hammond is actually having a look at Chilak, I get the feeling, because yeah, he's gone defensive, he is.
Now, if Evans wants a chance at this race, he's just got to keep his cards right, sit there and maybe try and focus as hard as he can to get a run out of Ascari, because it's all going to come down to the last corner in this one, I think.
Yep. Yep, and then just bomb it down there, you reckon, in the last lap. Just do a bit of a Richard Hampstead at round 1, Road America. But that was on Facebook, V8's Online, V8 Premier Series page, both shared that. That was an amazing race, and Richard Hampstead just fired it down there on the last lap and gave Jared Pilso no option. We may see something like that in this race.
That's exactly right, but unfortunately the nature of this last corner here, you're going to have to do a bit of balking at the apex if you want to make it possible, but we aren't discounting Mitchell here. He's got a lot of speed in that simulated Commodore.
Either
Could be
way,
the upset.
I'd love to see him have a go.
Evans has incredible speed to Ascari. He's just bringing Burden in. He's got to play the card right. We are coming to the white flag this next time by. It'll be 1 to go. A little bit of a fake maybe to get Burden just a little scared here, but Burden's holding the apex, and this is going to bring
Evans
Chilak
is
in
in the
there.
grass. Oh!
Hammond! Hammond's going to go
through.
P2.
Massive run from Michael Hammond. I think Burden's off the hook.
The world has been lifted off the shoulders of Josh Burden at the moment. He has one more lap around Monza to get this race done. Look at Michael Hammond. He is drifting that thing into the corners.
Brakes.
We've
Evans
seen Burden.
is still fastest, I believe. He hasn't been able to get track position. He's had a massive go, time and time again. He just hasn't been able to get the position. He's sideways. Doesn't
Now,
want to lift though.
Evans knows that Burden's slow through Ascari.
Oh, Evans is down there.
That's how you send it. No, that's
Oh, he's turned
contact.
Hammond. Watch for Matt Jones in the other HTR Commodore. He could be a part of this.
Matt Jones is going on from 15 seconds behind this in 5th to a possible podium contender now.
Well,
But-
I'd say these guys could have damage with that amount of contact. Burden's got this one. He's gone. Matt Jones now with a straight car, probably reasonable tyres beneath him.
Evans is going to send it, I can tell. Going to go inside.
Oh, Hammond left the gap then. I'm surprised Evans didn't stick with that, but that was very
Evans
narrow.
very quick through Ascari, as we know. So let's see if he can get this run. We're going to see our last corner lunge, I think, Mad. Maybe.
Oh, I don't know if he's close enough. I'm sure he's going to have a massive go though.
Closer than Richard was, so...
Yeah, he is. Yeah, no, point. He's going to go the outside. Turn it in, turn it in.
The run here is going to be real. If he keeps this on the... Oh, Hammond's
Oh, Joshua Burton's going to take in.
loose. Sean Evans.
And
What
Sean
a
Evans
move.
goes around the outside. Take nothing away from Joshua Burton though. Great drive in the GT Omega Ford Falcon, but Sean Evans got position 2 there in the end. Hammond 3rd, grabbed a bit of a lucky podium with all that contact happening. Mitchell Chilak 4th, Matt Jones 5th. What a race. I need a breather.
That was awesome.
So Goldfinch
Parabolica.
and Delilik side by side as well. Delilik's trying to get
It's going to be a
traction.
drag race. It's going to be a drag race.
Delilik's got him.
Delilik's done it. Well done,
Got him
Sanchez.
round the outside.
Brenton O'Brien's going to peek through across the line in P25. Well done to the ERA driver there.
race. Just what a race as the remaining cars are coming across the line now, but I don't even have words for the end of that race. That was absolutely crazy.
Oh, mate. If that's how our second split's going to go, I cannot wait for this top split race. I can imagine these boys had a lot of fun being a part of it as much as we did watching it. That was awesome. So, Matt, do you want to run us through our top 10?
Yeah, I'll run through the top 10 for you. Joshua Burton, great job. GT Omega Racing, Falcon, and probably wasn't the paciest car tonight, but did the best job and managed to get the track position when it counted, made no mistakes. Sean Evans second, had a red hot go. I don't know how many times we saw him dive, but unbelievable. Michael Hammond there third, Mitchell Chilak fourth. Massive battle for him as well, race long. Matt Jones fifth, led a pretty lonely race for him. Richard Aylward, same thing, pretty lonely one there in sixth. Mitchell Abrahall up to seventh for him, so that's a good result. Robbie Tomei 8th, Peter Sattler 9th, Delilik 10th, and Goldfinch 11th there. That was a close fight.
Fantastic racing all through the field. I believe it's Daryl Gale who's going to pick 12th, Mark Fee 13th. Dave Oliver, after that drive-through penalty, finishes 14th and 46 seconds behind the lead. Craig Jones 15th, Graham Filan 16th, Scott Griffiths takes 17th. Mark Kelly also penalised in 19th with John Mifsud right in front in 18th, and I think that's a majority of our finishers in this one. I think we got a couple more who were involved in some last lap carnage, but other than that, what a race, man.
Absolutely, and Josh Burdens has parked it up there on the main straight. Surely he's got to do some donuts for us, but maybe not. Maybe he's just getting a bit of a photo opportunity. Oh no, here we go. Bit of burnout with no smoke on iRacing action, but that'll look fantastic from his end. There we go. Rotates it around. Joshua Burton clearly happy with that one, and as he should be. Great drive for him tonight.
The experience certainly showed in this race, Matt. Just the way he kept so calm under that pressure was certainly what won him the race.
Absolutely. He didn't overdrive, and the other guys just overdrove a little bit, and as a result it cost them. But yeah, Joshua Burton, great job. Alright, it's been a pleasure commentating with you, Jake, as always.
Thanks a lot, Matt. It was a hell of a race, and I don't think I'll be seeing you too much in the next one, but yeah, it was great fun.
Just before we go, where are you qualified?
I think I actually don't remember. That last race has blown my mind, but it was just outside the top 10. Yeah, I think it was P11,
okay.
So we got Reese here now, so we're going to head to a break and then head over to our other commentators.
I think we got Joshua Burton in the room.
Good day,
Yeah,
guys.
here he is. Hey Josh, how you going?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, good. That was pretty major pressure in that one from where you sat, and great driving to come out on top. We were saying you might not have had the quickest lap speed there compared to the guys around you, but you did an amazing job to hold off that fight with Evans and Chilwak.
Yeah, absolutely. The tyres were a bit gone by then there. I overpressed them a bit, so yeah, I was surprised I held on all that pressure, but it was good fun.
Yeah, truly amazing job. That was it was great to watch. I'm sure you're going to enjoy watching that one back later on. But yeah, I suppose for you just tried to keep the eyes forward and not worry too much about what was going on behind you. That's what it looked like from where we sat. You're able to kind of run your own race there and not worry too much about those boys.
Yeah, that's it. Mitch and whoever I was racing, can't remember. Just concentrating that much.
Sean Evans.
Yeah, that's him. They were fighting a bit, so every now and then I was able to breach a gap a bit, so that helped. Then I think they ended up having a bit of contact on the last lap, so that was gone to the end of the race from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, do you have any questions, Jake?
No, just big congratulations, mate. Your experience certainly showed through there on these other guys. What do you reckon about the car? You said it went off. What are we looking? Just trying to get a bit of an insight. We losing front tyres or are we losing rears here, Josh?
Rears, definitely rears. Fronts held on pretty well, but yeah, it was just a bit loose. So.
Well, you did a fantastic job managing it, mate. Well done.
Yeah, cheers, mate. I'm sure you know what to do to help that out.
Alright, we're going to head to a break now, guys. Thanks to Josh Burden as well for jumping in for a chat. It's great to hear from the drivers, but I'm going to hand back over to Reese Gardner. It's been great. I'm sure Jake would agree. It was a fantastic race for Split 2 tonight. I'm looking forward to this main one. Take it away, Reese.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thank you very much for the comms duties, and of course, good luck in the race. We're going to go to a short break now. You're watching the V8 Supercars Online Premiere Series presented by GT Omega Racing. We'll be back very soon.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
back, everyone, to V8's Online's live broadcast of the V8 Supercar Online Premier Series presented by Oceanic Sim Racing and GT Omega Racing. We're going to bring you the Split 1 race now, the race you guys have all been waiting for, a 38-lap race around the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. I'm Reese Gardiner, and joining me in the commentary box for this race is the old standby and your favourite commentator, Stephen Sandman Clark. How you going, Sandman?
G'day, Reese. G'day, everyone. This is going to be, I think, one heck of a race. We've seen how incredibly close qualifying is, and this track is unbelievable.
Yeah, most definitely. 38 laps around a track that has an average speed of over 190 kilometers an hour in a V8 supercar. We saw the Split 2 race. It didn't go very well at all for you, Sandman, so commiserations on that front, but it was an incredible finish with some really, really exciting racing, and if the Split 2 race is anything to go by, we're in for quite a show in Split 1.
Yes, mate. Fortunate enough to catch the tail end of the broadcast, and it was a great run. The guys really haven't had it, and yeah, I think we're going to expect just as exciting racing, if not better, with the guys in the top split. And mate, it should be an absolute pearl.
Yes, of course. Jared Filsell was on pole position in the qualifying session for this race, and absolutely amazing lap time. But we're seeing another bit of a shake-up in the practice times for the session. It looks like Sam Sutton is topping the timesheets once again on a 49.142 on race setup, and we got quite a few things to consider in this race. The fact that if everyone was listening to the interview with Split 2 winner Josh Burden just a few minutes ago, he noted that the rears went off quite a bit over the course of the race, so that's going to be incredibly interesting to see the drivers fighting with their cars towards the end.
Oh, mate, not wrong. 38 laps around here too. I know the boys were really having their work cut out for them over 19 laps, but 38 laps, they will start to feel the rears move around. There's a couple of these high-speed turns where you really rely on that rear-end grip, so it'll be interesting to see how these cars behave, and it may be a point where the guys just may have to breathe out the throttle a little bit, just depending on how their car setup is.
Yeah, most definitely, and of course you can get away with that a little bit at Monza, given the fact that the braking zones are so long. But as we noted in qualifying, you got to be very careful where you do that sort of thing, because with a circuit with an average speed as high as Monza's is, just a little mistake can make up to half a second of difference, just one. So everyone's going to be completely on edge tonight. And am I right in assuming that there may be a pit stop, or is this a straight out sprint?
Oh, look, I think if the guys were pretty car reliant, you'd think they'd probably make a pit stop. Tyres would be your best friend. It just depends on how these guys would have done long runs by now. They would have got a feel for the car, and then I guess the net gain is how bad is that car when the tyres start to hit that point of maybe falling off the perch, and then is it worthy of coming down pit lane? But it'd be interesting to see. Like we said, everyone's talking about the rear tyres around this place, so if things get desperate, don't be surprised if you see them firing.
Yeah, most definitely. Just a quick change of rears and then back out perhaps, or even a change of all four tyres. Monza having such slow chicanes going into these really long acceleration zones, it puts an awful lot of stress on the rear tyres, and with them braking as hard as they do for these chicanes, I think I recall Sam Sutton saying before the race, if you're not locking the rears, you're not pushing hard enough. So I'm spewing random stuff at the moment just because I'm so excited to see this race get going.
Actually, I've just had a quick crunch of the numbers, and I think these boys are going to have to take a trundle down pit lane anyway for fuel. So I don't think they're going to have enough fuel to go the distance.
Okay. And I do believe we do have Simon Black in the box. Have you got us, Simon?
I have indeed, gentlemen. How are you this evening?
Yeah, not
Good,
too
mate.
bad at all, Simon.
We're getting ready to get underway for the big race here for round 14 of V8SCOPS. Thanks to GT Omega. Should be a great race.
Are you not wrong? I think it's fairly exciting. Everyone's rapt to have Monza on the schedule, mate. I think these cars are really well suited around here.
Yeah, it should be pretty fun, and I think it could make for some great racing as well. The draft will be significant. And I was eavesdropping on what you boys were saying, and I set the distance so that they're almost definitely going to need a pit stop and probably 30 to 40 litres of fuel, I would think, depending on how their fuel usage is, but the fuel numbers here are pretty high considering that you're full throttle for so much of the lap.
Yeah, as much as the guys will be needing fuel, I think tyres will be your best friend too. I'm interested to see. I haven't actually done quite a long run to see how the rubber wears around here, but that seems to be playing on a few people's minds.
Yeah, I just did only a half race because I had to go and reset the this first split server then in the second split, and started to get a little bit slippery around sort of the 13 lap mark, but I wasn't having that well either, so I was just sort of putting around so I get points.
Well, it's definitely shaping up to be a very exciting event, Simon. If the Split 2 race was anything to go by, we had guys just sticking together in these draft packs and going for these send-it moves at the chicanes. From a spectator's point of view, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. I'm keen to go and watch as much as I can, hopefully. And in saying that, I better go back and have a quick word to the boys before they kick off. So I'll catch you guys later. Thank you very much for the broadcast, and thank you to GT Omega for supporting us.
Yeah,
all
most
the best,
definitely.
mate.
Yeah, thank
Thanks,
you very
guys.
much for jumping into the box, Simon. We'll let you go. So, Sandman. We're coming up on just under 3 minutes left in this warm-up session before this 38-lap race. Who's your pick for the win?
Mate, talk about needle in a haystack. That's a tough one, mate.
Yeah, it is.
And how incredibly close has qualifying been, mate? I mean, the entire field, we're talking about 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy the amount of close competition we've had at this round of the V8 Supercars Online Premier Series, and I'm so excited. I'm just noticing. I was watching Sam Sutton while we were talking to Simon, and Sam was making multiple exits from his pit bay and stopping just short of the pit exit and going back and exiting his pit bay again. I think he might be testing like a clutch bite point or something like that for a pit stop.
Yeah, of course, you know how it is. These things, depending on how experienced you are, these things can be a pain in the backside to get off the line too. So starts are always crucial. You need to get a clean run through that. It's going to be tight going into that hairpin, but I think they were mostly well behaved in the earlier race. But we'll see. It's an amazing race track, and these guys, like we said, Madison Down just before said he was already thinking about multiple changes he was going to make to this car as he was doing the commentary. So he was thinking about the car already. He'll make those changes and probably go in almost untested with the amount of time that's left.
Yeah, and speaking of Madison Down and getting off the line, it was noted, I received a message from a little birdie who told me that Madison Down was having issues with his clutch pedal, apparently. Can you elaborate on that at all?
Yeah, I think we're just hearing from Seb that he did confirm that through the broadcast. So he's maybe having to revert to using a button now. So that can be pretty tricky because everyone's obviously used to the way your pedal configuration is and the feel of, like you said, that bite point for the clutch. So it's pretty much an on-off thing depending on what button he's using.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how Madison Down does at the start. I'm definitely going to be keeping a close eye on him. I believe he is starting in 5th position for this race. As I'm taking a look at Sam Sutton continuing to test a pit exit sort of strategy.
Actually, looks like there's quite a number of them that are all actually.
I think everyone's caught on to it. And warm up is officially over. The checkered flag is flying, and in just a few short seconds, we're going to gear up to get ready for some awesome racing. Goodness me, I can't even put words together.
And 38 laps around here. Boy, oh boy. It's going to be great to see how it all unfolds. Fingers crossed everyone can behave themselves in the first lap and just everyone get into a bit of a rhythm and see how it all pans out.
Of course. Jared Filsell is your pole man for this 38 lap race around the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. A track that is almost 100 years old, this place. It's seen so much history and joy and tragedy. in real life, and in sim racing, it's going to be the scene of a round that is actually going to be quite crucial for deciding who wins this V8 Supercars Online Premier Series Championship, because of course we can't forget the 10-point gap between Madison Down and Jared Filsell. Filsell is on pole, Down is in 5th. This race is going to, if not muddy the waters, help decide who wins the championship.
Man, 10 points is nothing. And of course, we've got Monza and of course the endurance race at Phillip Island. We'll get to all that soon as the revs rise. We're here at Monza. It's going to be a championship. It's underway. A great start up the front for Jared Filsell. Look at him go.
Yeah, and Madison Down managed to get off the line just fine too. So the clutch issues are naught. As they come streaming down the first turn, I think I see it start making contact. This is where it gets really cramped, Sandman. Watch out for some contact throughout the field.
Look at them all. See Hampstead, he's on the outside there. Got to be careful. Nice little run there. Sam Sutton's been dropped back. Look at Brock Salmon trying to go around the outside there.
Around the outside of Curva Granda. Awesome stuff to see.
Looks like Madison Down.
Oh, Down in 7th, but he's passing that Osram car, closing up on the back of Sam Sutton there. As they come into the Variante della Roggia, the second chicane. There's the short blast to the Lesmo turns.
Nice little gap there from Filsell. Just put a bit of a margin over Kelly in the opening part. Hampstead in 3rd, Salmon 4th, Sutton 5th, and Down in 6th.
Well, that's been quite a shuffle already in the top 10, Sandman, as they come streaming down the straight towards Ascari. Quite a big chain of cars. Filsell has really pulled out a nice gap over Sean Kelly there in 2nd.
Brilliant. That's exactly what you need to do. He's made full advantage of that pole position. He's got no traffic around him. He just needs to get on with it. But look at Hampstead. He's got his hands full. A little bit of a train rounding up behind him. Brock Salmon, Sam Sutton, Madison Down. Trying to get a baton now. He's coming around the outside of Sam Sutton.
Here we
and he's
go.
got a draft from his teammate.
Oh, here we go, guys. This is awesome. Down around the outside of Sutton. Oh, can Mad hold around the outside of Parabolica? This is a very tricky acceleration zone. You're fighting against the car's rear end all the way through that turn. But everyone seems to have gotten through it rather cleanly. Look at them switching lines all the way down the straight, just trying to sort out. It's like NASCAR at the moment.
Yeah, the draft is massive here at Monza. You can see Down choosing to get a little bit of a draft from his teammate. So he's got on the grass a little bit sideways. He's gathered it up though. Nice save from Down. A little bit of contact up the front. Sam Sutton's run wide. He's on the gravel there side by side.
Oh, okay. And that's given Richard Hampstead a very nice gap as well.
So Down, not what he wants to get caught up in the right side by Sam Sutton, just got a little bit sideways. He's now given a position up to Bogatel. He's managed to get past him, so Down's now single file, and now he's just got his teammate in front of him.
Oh, goodness me. And this is only lap 2. This is fantastic. Focusing on Mitch McLeod at the moment. Whoa. Going through the Lesmo turns, Mitch McLeod once again in that, quite frankly, amazing Space Jam livery on that number 40 car. He's coming under a bit of pressure there from Michael Schreier, getting in his draft. Schreier might go for the move here in Ascari.
Oh yeah, look at him, he's got a little bit of speed. No, he thinks better of it, just backs in behind. Nice.
Ascari is not the kind of place that you want to be attempting a dive bomb on lap 2 of a 38-lap race.
It's tricky enough
so
by yourself, let alone going
Schreier.
side by side.
Ooh, McLeod gets in the grass just a little bit. Filsell with a 1.2 second gap at the moment from Sean Kelly. And Kelly is, it's a further 1.2 seconds back from Kelly to Hampstead. So the top 3 have quite a bit of distance between themselves.
Love the times. Top 3, Filsell last time around 49.6, Kelly in 2nd, 49.5, Hampstead 49.4 in 3rd.
Oh, and we're seeing a bit of hard racing here. Oh, goodness.
Oh, down to a little bit of contact there. He went up, he actually made just slight nose-to-tail contact with his teammate Brock Salmon, and of course that checked him up in the chicane, and that was Cattell that just gave him a little love tap.
I believe something might have happened to Mitch McLeod. I heard him on voice chat talking to someone. Oh, his car's looking a slight bit damaged. I think he may have had quite the incident. We're going to try and get a replay of that for you guys.
Oh, sorry, while all that's happening too, Madison Downs made a spot over Brock Salmon. He's got a slowdown penalty, so that's really choking things up.
And I've just checked back on the McLeod incident, the replay. It was an incident between him and Scott Connors and Michael Schreier as well. It looked like Schreier just touched Connors' rear end and sent Connors into McLeod coming out of the first chicane. That's very unfortunate.
So while that's happened, Salmon's gone from 4th to 8th now with that slowdown penalty.
That is going to hurt.
Ian Ford's in front of him, Sam Sutton's in front of him, Bo Cattell and his teammate Madison Down all got margin on him now.
Oh, Ian Ford just sliding out of a scar. He just pounded that curve just a little bit too hard. And it looks like, Sam's 3 wide, 4 wide, I'm hearing. Goodness me. This is too much.
A change there. Sam Sutton managed to get around Bo Cattell, had a nice little run on the exit there, so he's now made a position.
And Sam Sutton has Madison down quite a ways in front of him at the moment. Jake Maloney and Kane Kugamiya are fighting with each other at the moment. Kugamiya. Oh man.
It's all good and proper to have a look, but you've really got to be committed and know that old mate next year is going to give you that bit of racing room. But Kane thought better of it, just stick his nose there, let Jake know that he was having to think about it, but just got back in line.
Yes, we're focusing on 13th and 14th now. That's Corey Preston and Ryan O'Sullivan.
Oh, nice.
Preston's going for the move on O'Sullivan, but O'Sullivan is blinking just a bit.
Okay.
O'Sullivan goes for cutting over the chicane to escape contact. Oh, Brock. Someone's around behind Brock. Got Connors. Oh, 93 and Mitch McLeod. That was, I don't know if that's a continuation of the incident that happened between them at the first chicane. Look at Scott Connors' car. The rear end is completely gone. I'm going to try... We're going to attempt to get a replay of that. Oh no. Connors went for the move on McLeod at the Variante della Roggia and just went into him at the second chicane. Just stuck his nose a bit too far up the inside and turned McLeod around. So what I'm hearing on the voice chat, Mitch McLeod is not a happy chappy at the moment.
So it might be interesting to race control have their work cut out for them. They might, they'll obviously look at all these incidents that happen throughout the race, and we'll have to wait and see if anything comes from it.
Yes, of course. But back up the front, meanwhile, Jared Filsell has pulled the gap out to 2 seconds over Sean Kelly as he powers his way through the Curva Grande at the moment.
His pace is incredible, 3/10 faster than Kelly last time round. So he's really settled. He's in a groove. Obviously makes it a lot easier when you've got no one else around you. You just hit your marks. He knows what sort of car he's got underneath him, and of course grabbing pole. His car's good.
Yeah, it definitely is. I can see the confidence in his driving, especially as he goes over the curbs at the chicanes. He's just so smooth and calculated and controlled. We're riding on board with Jared Filsell at the moment as he exits the Lesmo turns and is on his way to the Ascari chicane, which is one of my favourite corners on the circuit.
I'll tell you what, this is the best homework you can pick up. If you're trying to learn how to make these cars go a little bit quicker, best thing you can do is jump in, on board with these guys and just watch how they do it, where they brake, where they turn in, and you can learn so much.
Yeah, and we saw Jared Filsell looked just absolutely smooth and controlled over those curbs, which is the exact opposite of what I was doing when I was recording my laps for the fact file. So that says something about Jared Filsell's skill and the setup he's got on that car. Ian Ford and Brock Salmon at the moment engaged in a very fierce battle, coming out of Parabolica. Ford might have the traction, but Salmon's got the inside line.
It's incredible. It looks so easy. You think, yeah, just turn it in, get on the throttle and get past him. But the cars, if you get full throttle there, the cars want to move around, and when you're side by side, it makes it so tricky. But Brock's going to think about a move up the inside under brakes. Yeah,
Brake
he's
just
getting
a little
there.
bit later.
Oh, look at him
He's
going.
going there. Bo Cattell. Goodness me. Oh, and Sam's going to try and hold around the outside.
Now they've got to get the power on.
And now he's got the traction. You get that traction when you go around the outside of the first chicane, Sandman. Oh, and Jake Maloney's getting involved too, it seems.
Yeah, he got a tidy run out of there. Now he's just umming and ahhing. Which way do I go? Inside, outside? No, he's going to let these guys battle it out. Ford thinks about a look up the inside. No, Salmon just says, no, not going to get it done here. But Maloney's right there.
Ford took just a little bit more curb on the first section of that chicane. He got a bit of a run. Salmon kind of washed out in the second part of that complex. And it looks like we got a regular train forming behind Brock Salmon as Lee Day and Kane Kugamir are getting involved as well. Corey Preston went wide there behind Jake Burton. There's a big single file train. Massive draft fest going on at the moment as they come down towards the Parabolica. I think Ian Ford's growing a bit bigger in Brock Salmon's mirrors.
Just has he got enough on it? No, he's just going to back out of it.
Gets out of the throttle early. And Brock Salmon, that's going to compromise his line into Parabolica because he stayed with a bit of a narrow line.
Yeah, he's thinking about exit. If he can get a good run out of here and carry that draft, no, he just touched that ripple strip. Just couldn't quite get it turned in as much as he would like. But he's just setting him up. He's thinking about where he can get him.
Yeah, Ian Ford holding back and just thinking, where can I put a move on this guy? Oh, and Kane Kugamir comes out of line. Goodness me. Would have given Sam Sutton a bit of a scare. But it looks like we've got a battle for second holding up Sandman.
Yeah, Hampstead just slowly closing that margin. A 50.2 last time round. Kelly's 50.4. So just slowly chipping away. I think the Hammer's getting comfortable.
Yep. Oh, Sean Kelly just monstered that curb there. I think that compromised his exit from the second chicane just a little bit.
Of course, the thing that's working in Hammer's favour is that he is making that margin. He's in the draft zone now, so he will start to make advantage on that Commodore that's in front of him. Punching a nice big hole in the air. Of course, Kelly just a little bit crossed up, a little bit sideways on exit there. And this is all working in Hampstead's favour.
Definitely is. Monza is one of those tracks where you gain more by holding back just a little bit, not treating your car too roughly.
Yeah, if you can give up some pace coming into corner entry, if you can get your corner exit right and you've got that draft, that's massive round here.
24th backwards, it seems, is also in a very good battle as well. 24th position at the moment, PJ Sturgios, international driver and a very prolific iRacer, competing in the V8 Supercars Online Premier Series as part of his time with TTL for the GT Omega Endurance Cup. Oh, gets a bit crossed up on the exit.
Oh, Dean O'Brien's looking for a move around here on the outside of Mitch McLeod.
Yeah,
Tell
Mitch
you what, you've got
McLeod
your work
with
cut
that
for you
damaged
if you're going to go outside around this corner.
Yes. Oh, but Mitch McLeod holds it through Parabolica. He's got a bit of a narrow line coming out of the exit of Parabolica as well. Run onto that ripple strip. You've got to be careful there.
Yeah, that might hurt his exit there a little bit. This will work in favour of Dean O'Brien. He's got the draft now. He'll think about a move up the inside here. Mitch McLeod. Mitch is a bit of a sitting duck. The draft is massive. We talked about it, but a nice outbreak there for Mitch McLeod. Easy for me to say as he comes into the hairpin.
Yeah.
But nice job by those guys there.
I think Mitch McLeod's become a bit wary of cars trying to outbrake him after what happened with Scott Connors. 8th and 9th at the moment, engaged in quite the battle. Ian Ford and Jake Maloney there, and they've got the train behind them. Oh, Kane! Oh, goodness me!
Thought about it, didn't he?
Yeah, attempting a move up the inside of Lesmo too is something that you don't really see that often.
This has hurt his run a little bit. Lee Day's looking, he's just got a little bit of pace. Kane's going to hold mid-track there, just hold position.
Day brakes just a little bit earlier, bit of a controlled entry. Of course, Day is now under pressure from Jake Burton as well. Taking a lot more curb than Lee Day there. I'm watching, oh, Burton's pulled out. He's going to try the move at Parabolica. He's got the draft, he's got the extra speed. And, whoa, wow. Far later on the brakes than Lee Day and manages to hold it.
Maybe Lee just thought better of it. He's going to try a bit of over and under here.
No.
No, can't quite get
Jake
on the power.
protects the inside. Oh, hammer on Kelly. Oh, that's it.
Oh, has he outbraked himself? Pull that Falcon up, buddy.
Whoa.
Nice job.
Very nice job there from Richard Hampstead. He is now running second.
And 4/10 quicker last time round over Kelly. And of course, that draft and that run down that front straight was great for Hampstead. But like you said, that margin now, the fill cell, it's massive.
Yeah, it definitely is. Phil Sell's just checked out at the moment. He's just keeping himself nice and controlled, cool, calm and collected, and letting those guys fight among themselves behind him. But I'm looking at Sean Kelly, and I can see a certain orange TTR Commodore growing a bit bigger in that rear view.
Yeah, down to be pretty keen to just to get on the back of these guys. Just like we said, we've been talking about the draft. He's a little bit too far back at the moment, obviously, but you can see these guys squabble a little bit. That will work in Down's favour. Oh, Kelly a little bit crossed up coming in there.
Goodness me.
A lot of curve on the inside too, really drifting out wide to the outside, so maybe Kelly's not all that happy with his car. Don't know if these guys made some changes or anything.
I've just gotten a message from the steward's box. Sandman, oh dear. Okay, and they've just said that it's not right. But I do believe they have come to some sort of judgment on the incidents between Scott Connors and Mitch McLeod. I'll keep an eye on that and let you know what develops from that.
Race control keeping fairly busy, but still a long way to go. It's only lap 10 of 38 here at Monza, and what a race is turning out to be up front. Jared Filsell in complete control of this one.
Ian Ford and Bo Cattell going at it at the moment. Getting very close. And of course they've got that train behind them, headed up by Jake Maloney.
One heck of a draft actually. 13th, 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th and 6th, all in pretty much a train there.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the compared times between Filsell and Hammer. Jared Filsell ran 3/10 faster than Richard Hampstead on that last lap. It doesn't seem like Richard Hampstead's been able to break free of Sean Kelly after passing. So Filsell is still controlling this race nicely.
Yeah, it looks very comfortable out front, and like I said, you love it when you've got a couple of guys squabbling in your mirror or in front of you, because every time they fight and try and dice with each other, they're giving up a bit of track speed. So Filsell just hitting his marks, and so far so good.
Looks like we got a pit lane penalty for car 34 for contact.
Oh, sorry mate. Sutton making a move up the inside of Madison Down here.
And that's at the Parabolica.
Wow. So Down's given up a spot there.
Oh, he's staying with Sam Sutton though. He might go for the cutback move. Coming into the first chicane. Oh,
yeah.
Is that
Sam
a
will
bump
cover.
draft I see?
Sam will cover. Will Down think about a dive either which
They're bump
way.
drafting.
Oh, this is Talladega stuff here, but Down just gets out of it. They're trying to carry that speed to catch the two up front, because Down knows that draft is so important, and it will benefit him. If Sam Sutton can get a taste of Kelly's draft there, that'll suck all of them up there together.
Yeah, definitely will. I think I get the feeling that Madison Down and Sam Sutton were kind of working together there, if anything, because I noticed that that Down was staying up behind Sam Sutton and bump drafting him. So they might be working on trying to catch up to Kelly and Hampstead, who are just in front of them. Oh, the bloody curbs at these chicanes are crazy.
Yes, after a fair bit of testing and everything in preparation for tonight's race, you certainly do have to get a feel for them, how you can attack them. It's they're safer to attack on entry, but if you try and attack those curbs on exit, it really messes with the car.
It definitely does. We had a pit lane penalty for car 53. That's Dean O'Brien for contact. I believe he's serving that penalty now.
So Jake Burton under a fair bit of pressure here, taking him out. Lee Day's right there. Corey Preston.
Oh, Kane ran wide. Oh, get on the grass. Goodness me. Oh, no.
Look at the run, though.
Yep.
Day's got a massive run.
That's given Day the run. Let's see if... No, he continues to stay behind, but Preston sees a little bit of an opportunity. Oh, no.
Oh, he's run wide. He's given the spot to Kane.
There we go. Jake Burton's right back in this battle pack at the moment. Oh, running all the way out.
Hold on to a cowboy.
Oh, goodness me. That is not the place that you want to get the car unsettled. Oh, man.
This is hurting straight line speed. Corey Preston's right there too. He's looking to the inside. There's no room there.
Preston
to the
goes
outside.
to the outside. Day to the outside.
Oh,
Corey
he's lost
Preston
up. He's
gets
going to make
back to
contact.
Day. Oh, goodness me. Oh, and Kane Kugamiya just getting crossed up there on the exit of one. My goodness.
Hasn't finished though. Look at Burton. He's looking up the inside now. He's trying to think of a move here past Kane. He's going to be on the wrong side of the racetrack as they approach the hairpin here. Into the left chicane, sorry. And he's on the outside. So Burton will just have to cover there. Kane got the run.
Yep, and I'm noticing...
On exit, he's lost pace though.
Oh man, that's
So
going to...
Burton's up the inside now. He's going to put the Commodore up the inside, side by side.
Burton smells blood. Can Kane hold it round the outside? He can. Now they got Lesmo too, the kink. Jake's going to hold it.
But look at Day. Day's going to get a run here if these guys don't sort themselves out.
Kane's got amazing traction in that Commodore at the moment. Just the fact that he's able to pull that off. Ah, man.
He was thinking about it. He's just got his nose chopped off. They're still going to go side by side here. Burton, Kugamiya, look at him go.
Oh, wow. And Preston's back to... Oh, man. Corey Preston was so close to completely wiping out Lee Day there. It's fortunate that he was able to pull the car back up in time at the first chicane, but we've got another two drivers involved in this battle pack at the moment. And that's Wayne C. Burke and Michael Schreier, both for Synergy Sim Racing. They've caught right up to the back of this train.
Tell you what, Preston did an amazing job into that chicane because he was all locked up. Made the littlest bit of contact.
Wayne Burke is pitted. So he must be taking his pit stop early.
Yeah, lap 13.
Oh man. We're looking at the top four right now. Oh, second back. Sorry for that, guys. Richard Hampstead, Sean Kelly, Sam Sutton and Madison Down, these guys have closed right up to each other as well. Yeah. This is exactly the kind of racing that I thought we would get at Monza, and it is just as good as I thought it would be.
Yeah, great stuff from these guys. This is what Down needed too, just to push Sam Sutton to get him on the back of this draft, because that's pulled him right into this battle. Kelly still nice and close there with Hampstead. So Hampstead, Kelly, Sutton, Down. This is all battle for second place.
And Kelly has really been helped by that draft that he got from Hampstead, because despite the fact that Hampstead was much quicker than him, he hasn't been able to pull away. Oh, Kelly just closing up under brakes, just a bit of Ascari. Oh, man. Using all the curb, Kelly into the grass. Oh, goodness.
He's fighting that car on exit, but this has given Sam Sutton a bit of a run now. He's got a bit of a toe up that draft. He's going to think about a move up the inside. Under brakes, he'll get the job done. Sam Sutton, nice position there. Great job as he gets up the inside of Kelly. But Kelly's going to try the over and under.
Oh, here we go.
There's going to be a shut of the door. They're getting sideways on exit. Kelly's going to use the draft now. What can he do?
Oh, Kelly's going to be on the outside. He slots back. Oh, goes to the inside of Sam Sutton to try and get the move done again. I think they're just having fun out here, Sandman.
Oh, he was thinking about, I thought, was he going to maybe dive up there for late braking, but he didn't do it. So he's just going to get in line. But Sam Sutton now, P3.
Ian Ford and Bo Cattell still going at it. Oh man. Kane Kugami and Jake Burton just behind them as well.
Oh, look at Day!
Oh,
Day sideways!
Day's around.
Holds onto it! And of course does a big fork for Corey Preston, does a great job not to be involved in it.
Oh wow, and it looks like Preston was probably hoping that he'd get the traction there, but you can't get much traction when you get that really tight line out of the first chicane. Preston just gets in the grass a little bit at the Curva Grande, and the car gets a bit squirrely. My goodness.
Oh, he's going to run wide too, so Day's off. He's cut through the chicane. That'll give him a slowdown penalty. So that's a position there for Corey Preston.
That's too bad for Lee Day too. And I was just thinking, I couldn't help but notice when I was watching Lee Day drive, he was getting out of the throttle very, very early coming into the braking zones, and I was just wondering if he might be saving fuel.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They all still have to pit anyway, but it'd be interesting to see how it all unfolds.
Yeah, it's just curious how much earlier he was letting off the throttle coming into the braking zones.
Now check out the margin from Jared Filsell. Last time round, 5.4 seconds. He was a good 2 or 3 tenths up quicker over second place Richard Hampstead. So he is just streaking the field.
Yeah, he definitely is. Looking back at Richard Hampstead, it seems that Sam Sutton has got the TTL driver in his sights. It's always so intense watching the cars just dive forward as the guys brake for this first chicane that is the slowest corner on the track. Looks like Jason Dixon pulls into the pits. We've got a couple of other guys in the pits as well. I think that's Mitch McLeod there, jumping into the pits as well. As well as, it seems, a JFF car. That's Jason Bentz there in the pits as well. So we've got a few guys coming in for their pit stops. Jake Burton as well, it seems.
Oh, a bit of a change here. Madison Downs looks like he's got a bit of a run on his teammate, Sean Kelly. Sean will think will just roll out of the throttle. He sees that Downs got a bit of pace there, so he'll let him go. I think it was just a little bit of a shaky exit there for Kelly, which gave up his track speed there. So he really just had to give it to Down.
Yeah, he definitely did. Goodness me. Ellis is under pressure as well. I mean, it's not letting up, is it, Sandman? We're only 15 laps into this race.
These guys, the draft is huge. We've been talking about it from the start, that if you can just sneak a bit of a draft, it really brings these packs together. Ellis holding on. See Cracknell there. Those guys really having a great battle there, but Ellis manages to hold on. Of course, one thing is going to be interesting is when all these pit stops start to play out for our race leaders.
Yeah, but Sam Sutton jumps into the pits, so there you go, Sandman. That's the first of our lead pack into the pits. Sam Sutton making that pit stop before the halfway mark, and it looks like Jason Bentz is still in the pits, it seems. I don't know if he's exited that car or not, but Sam Sutton takes that car into the pits as Kane Kugamiya is seen trundling through the pit lane as well.
Interested to see how Sam Sutton plays out with all this. Of course, he's getting his pit stop over and done with. Will that little bit of a charge with fresh tyres, will that help him close that margin on these guys? So he leaves pit lane now.
Yeah,
like a decent stop.
I don't know if that's Michael Healy or Brock Sutton in that TTR red car. Brock Salmon, sorry, in the pits, but Sam Sutton exits. And he's got some clear air, which at Monza is not really what you call an advantage.
Well, you say that, and Filsell's pretty happy with some clear air out front.
Yeah, fair point, fair point.
But yeah, like you said, the draft, it can be friend or foe, so, but as quick as Filsell is, imagine if he did have some draft, it'd be quite frightening.
Yeah, it would be, most definitely. Filsell coming into the Parabolica now, just completely on his own at the moment in this race.
50.4 last time round, so his times are still fairly decent. Hampstead at 50.7, so a good 3/10 quicker than second place Richard Hampstead. So he's obviously fairly comfortable with that car. He's not pinning just yet. He'll have a fair idea of what lap he thinks he's going to come in, and across the margin that he's got, he can decide. He can really choose to be, a bit picky, because he's got 5.8 seconds now over Hampstead in second.
And Richard Hampstead and Madison Down are going to come together very, very soon.
Yeah, 50.5 for Hammer last time round, 50.2 for Down. So really starting to close that margin, 3/10 quicker last time round.
We've got more cars filing into the pits. Michael Cracknell in the pits, but it seems that Prox Salmon was too far forward in his pit box and had to reverse back into it. It hasn't been a very good race for Prox Salmon so far, has it?
No, he's shown some real pace of late, but things just not going his way here at Monza. And of course, when it rains, it pours. It's just you just kick yourself when you just overshoot your bay just by that little bit. But of course, that can be the difference between 1 or 2 positions, depending on who you're battling.
Yeah, that happened to me twice in your Super Late Model Series, Sandman, at Okayama. Every single time I pulled into the pits, it was too far forward. Just no.
Giving away valuable seconds, mate.
Yeah. Oh, looks like Kane Kugamiya and Wayne Burke in a battle at the moment. Shreya, oh no, that's a cut track there for Shreya. Shreya lets Jake Maloney by. Jake Burton's wanting to get involved here as well, it seems.
Oh, look at them side by side still. Shreya and Maloney, they haven't sorted this out just yet. Into the braking zone. Jake's got the inside, doesn't want to move too far across, but look at Burton now. Burton's trying to get into this.
Whoa, Jake Burton going a bit sideways there on the exit of the corner.
Oh, it's so tempting to push wide there. Exactly, because you just want to get on the throttle. The corner tricks you. You think you can get on the throttle and nail it, but the car just understeers.
Yeah, that's been the case ever since the Lesmo complex was reprofiled for 1995. It's sort of chopped off the exit of the corner and made you have to sort of take a late apex in that corner almost. We're going to compare lap times between Richard Hampstead and Sam Sutton at the moment. Richard Hampstead last time by was a 50.546, and where is Sam Sutton? There he is. His last lap was a 49.354. Sam Sutton is on fire at the moment. 1.2 seconds.
Wow, that's impressive, and of course that'll prick the ears up of Jared Philsell. No doubt his team will be onto that because, well, he's got 5 odd seconds up his sleeve. If he keeps to continue to chip away that sort of margin, 4 or 5 laps could make it very interesting.
Sean Kelly has just come out of the pits too, and Sam Sutton is a bit of a ways in front of him, it seems, 5 seconds. So Kelly has either lost time or Sam Sutton has gained a lot of time.
Tell you what, I'm just watching the battle with Hampstead and Down. Down's going to go around the outside of Hampstead. Hampstead, I reckon, has to pit this time. He's been sideways big time, trying to get on. Look at him! Look at him wiggle! The car is unbelievable. Those tyres are starting to give up. He's staying out. What? But look at this run now. Down's got a bit of a run down the front straight.
Madison
he will
got
get
the
position
traction
over Hampstead.
Hampstead slots in behind, tries and gets just a little bit of draft. Gets out of the throttle nice and early so that he doesn't smack into the back of Madison Down.
And I tell you what, the longer that these guys stay out, the better it works for Sam Sutton. He is fast and he's going to make position on these guys. He is going to gap these guys by the time they decide to take their pit stop.
But will his tyres hold on is the main question.
Catch 22, isn't it? It's lap 19 for the leaders.
And PJ Sturgios has just pulled into the pits himself.
Oh, just listen. I'm listening to Hampstead. You can just hear him lighting the tyres up every time he's on the throttle.
Down's run right on the exit.
Understeered. We just spoke about that turn. Maybe his front tyres are starting to go off. He's struggling with that car. Can't get quite turned in.
Lesmo won, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it does. Oh, and Richard Hampstead will have seen that and will be sniffing blood at the moment. And we're at half race distance at the moment. We just passed lap 19.
You know what? If I'm Hampstead, I'm in this lap.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he can
Hampstead
see
doesn't
that
go in this lap, I'll be very surprised.
he can see Down struggling. If he fires in and gets that one lap with fresher tyres, he'll be in front of Down. So you see he's got a bit of a run here actually. He's going to use a draft. He won't think about a move up the inside. He'll just stay tucked in behind Down. But do it, Hammer. What's he going to do?
Down's sort of sticking to the inside too.
Down's going to go.
Down in, Hampstead's still out. Oh goodness, I don't know how that's going to play out. Sutton is coming down to Ascari. So we'll see where he slots in with Richard Hampstead.
Down hasn't quite stopped yet. He is just hitting his bay now.
Okay, Down at a standstill. It was a 26.4 second pit stop for Sutton. We'll be waiting to see how long Madison Down is stationary. Sutton is entering Parabolica.
Oh, this is going to work out for Sam Sutton, I reckon.
Oh man. And Sutton's last lap was a 49.938, so
Down's
he's
still
running some really good
stationary.
times.
Still stationary. Down has not moved.
Man.
He's just getting underway now. He's just leaving pit lane.
Here we
still
go.
hasn't hit the speed limiter yet. Go!
And Sutton goes
Look at that
by.
margin.
There we go.
That's
That has worked
exactly-
out really well for Sam Sutton.
That's what we were talking about. That margin is massive for him, but like you said, mate, it's is he going to be able to hold on to those tyres?
Yeah, I'm rubbing my hands with glee at the moment, waiting to see how this plays out.
I think Phil Cell needs to pit soon too.
Yeah, he would have to. As we look at, there's only a couple of guys that haven't pitted at the moment. Seems everyone's been sort of going for their pit stop around the halfway mark to sort of manage the wear of their tyres a bit better.
What's Phil Cell doing? Phil Cell's heading to pit lane. He is
there we
fired
go.
into pit lane, lap 20.
Alright, let's see what Jared Philsell can do. And Hampstead still stays out.
Wow.
Hampstead's going to go long.
I think this might hurt Hampstead.
Yeah, I think so too. Oh, goodness.
Ford staying out also. Phil Cell just hits his box now.
So Richard Hampstead and Ian Ford and the other guys that haven't pitted yet will most likely be looking to just pound out some really fast times in the last bit of the race. Sam Sutton and Parabolica.
Phil Cell still in his box. Phil Cell still in his box. He's
Phil
just
Cell's
starting to leave
gone.
his box now.
Sam Sutton is on the start-finish straight.
Oh, this is going to be close. Have a look at this.
Oh,
He's just
look at
released
this.
the pit lane speed limiter. Jared Phil Cell trying his hardest to get up to speed.
When Sam Sutton's coming at full race speed, Phil Cell keeps that
But the margin.
Oh.
Margin. He had 5.5 seconds.
Wow.
5.8 seconds, baby. Sam Sutton has closed that margin in, but Phil Cell now on fresh tyres.
Yep, and now I'm wondering where Hampstead's going to slot into all of this when he pits, because
he'll be
the
back.
pace advantage that Phil Cell had over him already is going to be multiplied by the fact that Hampstead is on old tyres.
Well, just look how far Sam Sutton is in front of Down. So
Yeah.
he's going to be long behind. It's going to be unbelievable to find out how much ground he's going to lose. He's not going to gain from it. He's going to lose.
Yeah, I'm looking at Hampstead now. Unless he's hoping for a late race charge, I'm not sure.
I think the gap will be too big. I don't think he's staying out again.
Yeah. What are you doing, Richard?
Wow, hey, he could make this. I mean, I don't know. I think the margin he's giving up at this stage is going to be too great for him to make up towards the end. But that's just my opinion. We'll just have to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, we can't get in Richard Hampstead's head as we have an incident in front of Hampstead. That was a Multi-21 Falcon and a One Performance Racing Falcon getting together in front of him. Car 43 and 548, that's Tyson Williams and Dylan Shepherd there. Looks like Tyson turned Dylan Shepherd around at the first chicane. We're going to try and get a replay of that.
And while you look at that, there's not much chop for the front now. Phil Sell is now opening that margin over Sam Sutton.
Yep.
But this may have just cemented himself for a second place because he's got a decent margin over Down. Down's last time round was a 49.7, 49.8 for Sam Sutton. And of course, Phil Sell's still just trying to sort himself out after that pit lane, so we haven't got a quick, fast time for him just yet.
Yep. Note about the incident between Shepherd and Williams. Shepherd's car is already very, very damaged. It's completely missing the back end. So, I don't know. I think Tyson was expecting to be let through or something like that. I'm not too sure what happened there, but either way, that is what it is.
All right. Are you a betting man, Reese? Is Hampstead heading to pit lane this time round?
Oh, God. I don't even want to make a guess.
I'm going to say yes. He's in traffic. I think he has to.
He'll have to.
Let's see.
What are you doing, Richard?
Oh, sideways. Yep.
Yes. Yep. There he goes.
All right.
Into pit lane Hampstead goes.
What sort of margin is he going to give up? Because we know Phil Sell, he's going to be a long way in front. Sam Sutton's going to get past him, I think. I think Down will get past him, and I think even Kelly may even get past him as well.
Yeah, I'd say so. Ian Ford pits at the same time, so Ford's trying to do the same thing that Hampstead is evidently doing. Phil Sell is firing his way down the back straight, and it looks like car 548, Tyson Williams, got a pit lane penalty for that contact with Dylan Shepherd there. So that's that incident resolved. Jared Phil Sell exits Parabolica. He's coming down the start-finish straight.
Yeah, Hammer's still in his box.
Hampstead's still stationary.
And
he's going.
Yep.
Well, Sutton's going to pass him. Down's going to pass him. What about Kelly?
Yes, I reckon he is. Oh, it's going to be a drag race, I tell you.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, he's got pace. It's going to be in the braking zone. Yep, job done.
Yep, there we go. Richard Hampstead. Oh, he's going to come back.
Back. Oh, nearly contact.
Kelly holds
Kelly sideways.
And Hammer's got traction, and he's going to try and take the position again. Oh, my God.
He's on the right side. If he can just hold, he's on the right side of the racetrack. He needs to get past Kelly. He doesn't want to be held up by Kelly because he needs to attack Down. He can't afford to be caught up with this battle with Kelly. He's got the inside move here. Under brakes, job done.
By before the start of the chicane contact, though, between Kelly and Hampstead. So there we go. Hampstead lost a grand total of 5 positions. 4, I think.
Yeah, crucial that he got past Kelly now. Now he can just do head down, bum up, and concentrate on Down in front. Because you know what? No one's going to touch Phil Sell. If his race goes to plan, doesn't have any mistakes or anything go wrong, he's got this in the bag. He's already opening margin over Sam Sutton. Last time round, Phil Sell did a 49.4. Sutton, a 49.9. So half a second.
Yep. Phil Sell once again has checked out. Oh, just checking back further back in the field, we've got the battle for 9th, 10th and 11th. That's Kane Kugamiya, Wayne Burke and Jake Maloney there at the moment going through Ascari. And they're holding station nicely. Wayne Burke just a little bit closing up a bit under brakes. Kane just getting a little bit slidey. Everyone getting a little bit slidey.
Oh, mate, you just want to mash the throttle. Every time you come out of there, you think, yep, now I can mash it. And then the rear steps out a bit, like you back out of it a bit. You get back on the throttle. And, of course, what he needs to do is take advantage of that draft. He's holding station with him. He's got good pace here for him and Kugamiya. Their times are not too far different. Have a look at it. 51.046 for Kane and Burke to the 51.096.
That's incredibly close racing there at the moment. There's barely anything between them. It looks like the top 3 have resumed what their operations were at the start of the race. Very, very big gaps between them.
Yeah, and of course the big winner was Sam Sutton. Now
Yes.
in P2. He's got a bit of a margin over down. But Hampstead and Kelly, look, Kelly's still holding on to Hampstead, so Hampstead hasn't dropped Kelly as quick as I thought he might.
Of course, we can't forget that Sam Sutton is in the running for the GT Omega Endurance Cup, having finished very well at Spa and winning Bathurst. The pairing of himself and Jake Maloney is currently leading the standings of the GT Omega Endurance Cup, so Sam Sutton's continuing to stamp a little bit of authority on the field that as he's continued this resurgence of form in the latter half of this season.
Yeah, his show of pace has been brilliant. I mean, you only have to look at what he's done tonight. He's made his charge up through the field. Great. I'm just trying to think what he started. He started back in 4th place, so good run. And like you said, been very pacey of late, and he's probably the man to watch out for next season.
Yeah, I'd definitely say so. Let's compare some laps between Madison Down and Richard Hampstead too. I'm hearing 5/10 difference. Down's last lap was a 50.324. Hampstead's last lap was a 49.849. So Hampstead is still very much in the hunt. I think he hasn't gotten away from Kelly because Kelly's just managed to stay within that little draft zone. But they've only got two laps worth of difference in their tyres.
Yeah, and of course it all depends on how their cars have been behaving. Everyone's obviously got a different setup underneath them. Some guys are happy, some aren't.
Oh, Ford and Salmon battling at the moment through the Lesmos.
Of course, we talk about Brock Salmon, who outbraked himself going into his pit box. He had to back up, so he gave up a little bit of time. So that's what's cost him this position here. So now he finds himself in this battle with Ian Ford. So it just goes to show just how costly those little tiny mistakes can be.
Yeah, it definitely does, but Brock Salmon is continuing to sit behind Ian Ford. Whoa, Brock Salmon.
He's not happy.
Around just a bit.
Yeah, 50.7 last time round for Brock, and Ford 49.9, so good 8/10s quicker.
We've got Phil Sell's gap now out to 3.5 seconds over Sam Sutton. Phil Sell's just in control of this race at the moment.
Hampstead 2/10s quicker as he tries to track down, so he's trying to chase down the last step on the podium. There's no way no one's going to touch Jared Philsell, barring anything unforeseen happening, but Philsell has been in a league of his own from the drop of the green flag.
Indeed, and I'm looking at the messages from the stewards, and I believe we do have some results for a few of the incidents that happened earlier in the race. The Connors McLeod incidents, there were actually 3 of them at the moment. Lap 3 and lap 4, so it looks like 15 points for Scott for the first incident, another 25 points for Scott for second incident, and then 15 points and a warning for Mitch McLeod for actions that were performed in that incident as well. And it also seems that Dean O'Brien got a drive-through penalty but did not serve it. So he'll be getting a 25-point penalty at the end of the race.
There's this little battle back here. Lee Day, 23rd. Mitch McLeod, 22nd. Michael Healy, 21st. Himself a nice little 3-car battle.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way.
Definitely not the positions you expect Healy and McLeod to be this far back.
Yeah, Day was well up in the top 10 before, so he's something's definitely happened to him.
Oh, big run from Mitch. Look at Mitch get sideways.
Whoops-a-daisy.
Lee Day says, thank you very much.
Yeah, and I think Lee Day had a pit lane penalty, so he lost 15 seconds. That was a 15-second stop and go.
Yeah, shame because I think he qualified 7th for Lee Day. So to start in 7th and back in 23rd, not obviously the night he'd want.
Or 16th and 17th, Michael Cracknell and Leon Tander going side by side. Oh, that's
Ryan O'Sullivan, yep, and Leon Tander. Both sorted themselves out. PJ's now having a bit of a battle there. He's trying to go around the outside of Dixon. He thinks better of it. He'll just try and tuck in, but now he's got a bit more pace. He uses the sneak, a bit of the draft. He's close to the grass. He'll fire it up the inside. No?
No, he won't.
Wow.
Gets out of the throttle a bit early. It is very difficult to make a loose stick there.
You'll love it. The beauty of this series, doesn't matter if you're first or 21st. There's always great battles up and down the field.
Yeah, definitely. 100% true. Looks like PJ's got just another little bit of a draft coming up to Ascari. Pulls out just a little bit, has a look, gets out of the throttle a bit early. Oh, Jason Dixon working at the wheel there. Oh, and it looks like PJ's gotten a little bit of extra traction out of Ascari. He might go for the move.
Oh, he's definitely got the pace.
Dixon leaves him just enough room.
Put a cigarette paper between them there. He's going to get up the inside here. Now, how can they attack the throttle? They can't afford to get the car sideways. Look at PJ trying to hold it down. Give him plenty of racing room there for Dixon. Dixon's going to run a little bit wide. This will help PJ. Oh, they're still going to go.
Dixon's coming back.
Side by side down the front straight. It's going to be a battle of the brake pads now as they come into the chicane.
Oh, PJ just brakes a little bit earlier.
Oh, they've got to give each other plenty of room. Oh,
PJ's on the outside. He's got the traction move done.
Great sportsmanship by those two. Plenty of racing room. That's exactly what we want to see in this series. Well done, boys.
Awesome stuff from both of those guys. Oh no, has something happened to Sam Sutton? He's lost quite a bit of time, apparently.
Let's have a look. Last time round, a 50.2. Down did a 50.2.
Oh.
We're hearing that he may have lost about 2 or 3 seconds just on this lap. So whether he's had a little bit of a moment, or times will tell us when he crosses the start-finish line. But looks like he's just maybe is he struggling? We know he pitted earlier. Is he struggling with those tyres? 51.4. Down to the 50.1.
Yeah, so Sam Sutton had some kind of moment there on that lap, I think. 11th, 12th and 13th, Maloney, Cubis and Burton. Oh goodness, Bo Cubis can be going for the move.
He's got the draft.
Maloney holds the inside. He's going to force Cubis to go round the outside.
Oh, now these guys, plenty of room here.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow, there you go.
Just, and Jake Maloney's just pulling away from them nicely.
They both struggle to get the power down just out of there. Got a lot of tyre spin there, but never mind. They both survived the chicane.
Goodness me, Sam Sutton's lost another 2.3 tenths to Madison Down. It seems he's really struggling at the moment. This is what I was saying. I think that early pit stop might be starting to hurt him a bit as they come into the final 10 laps of the race.
Yeah, what he needs to do now is drive that car as straight as possible. I know it sounds easier than what, but depending on how your rubber is underneath you, it's just important and crucial that he hits his marks, gets the power down nice and smooth, because the more he abuses these tyres, the better it's going to benefit Down and, of course, Hampstead. check the times this time, Mike. Sam Sutton across the line with a 50.6. Madison down a 50.2. So there you go, 4/10 last time round.
It'll be interesting to see how that battle plays out. Meanwhile, Jared Filsell is still pulling away nicely. Look at him go.
Now I think event organisers have already got the engraving done on the trophy.
Yeah. Oh man. I noticed
Did Jared just have a bit of a moment there in the channel? I haven't put the mozzes on him yet. I only just said that they'd finished the engraving, so maybe I should take that back.
Perhaps. Oh my goodness, Maloney, Cubis, Schreier, and train.
They're all just trying to set each other up. Have a look at them attack those curves.
Man,
power
Maloney got a
down.
bit crossed up.
Yeah, Jake just sideways on exit. Cubis is loving what he's seeing in front of him. You can see that car moving around. Corner entry's good. He gets on the throttle, so Cubis now thinking about using this draft.
Old Schreier off into the grass behind them. That's going to hurt him quite a bit. It's also going to leave the door open for Jake Burton. Cubis. Oh. Oh, Maloney just shoves himself back in the line.
Oh,
Oh, here we go.
has he got enough here? I think he'll...
Yeah, I think he
yeah,
might.
he's going to dive.
He's going to go
have
for
a
it.
look.
He's going for it. There we
Bang.
go. Look at how
Thank
much
you very
later
much.
on
Oh,
the
he's got
brakes
him
he
too
was.
deep,
Oh
though.
no!
He wiggled under brakes and Bo Cubis has shot off. He's given up 2 or 3 spots now.
There we go. Bo Cubis is back to negative square one.
Oh, in a moment there for Schreier, just up on the curb. So he's going to have to slow down. Burton's going to get the job done on him now.
There we go. Burton slots in behind his teammate Maloney. Let's get a replay of that incident that Bo Cubis had. Real shame for him after working to get that position there from Jake Maloney.
Doesn't take much when you just sort of, sometimes you forget, you get caught up in the battle, you forget about how your tyre deg is and all the rest of it, and you brake normally where you would on fresher tyres, and the things just don't pull up. So unfortunately outbraked himself. The car had a bit of a wiggle too when he got on the brakes, and that's what shot him off. So unfortunate for him, but he's not that far out of the battle now, which is good. Brought him back straight into it.
Yeah, definitely did. Button and Down have gotten much closer together once again.
Yeah, Down is loving what he's seeing in front of him. Unfortunately, Sutton is struggling. His tyres aren't the healthiest. 6/10 quicker last time round for Down. Oh, look at Down on the outside here.
And
Down
here,
will
Richard Hampstead is going to be hoping, hoping that Sam Sutton can hold up Madison Down.
Oh, he definitely did in that last turn.
Clutches.
Down will have the draft here, but Sam Sutton just held his line. He just went a little bit slower through that turn because he knew how quick Down would be able to get back on the throttle, but it's now into the braking zone. Down on the fresher rubber.
Yep.
Hasn't quite cleared Sutton. He's gone a little bit
comes
deep.
back.
Oh, side by side for these guys. They jump up over the curves. They're going to get on the throttle. Sam Sutton, the power down. Lovely.
Oh,
a wiggle there.
Crossed up on the curb. But
Nearly
advantage
contact.
Sutton.
But Down will outbrake him. Will he get a job done here? He has to be careful. Sam Sutton knows if he positions the car over. Oh, little bit of contact there. Down forces his way up the inside. Nice job from Down.
But Sutton was just letting him know, yes, I am here. I'm not going to let you by that easy.
Well, Sam
What
Sutton, he was
awesome
well
racing.
within his rights, mate. He just positioned
Yeah.
the car where he needed to. He thought he might be able to shut the door on Down, but Down has now got the job done. A little bit sideways there on exit there for Down. Just gets in the gravel.
I'll tell you what, that racing between Down and Sutton was almost like Alonso and Vettel at the 2012 Italian Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff.
And the one who's loving this is Hampstead, saying, come on, boys, keep mixing it up. I'll start pulling in now.
Yep, and look at how close Hampstead's getting already. He'll be getting a little bit of a whisper of a draft from Sutton. And that's going to pull him further towards Madison Down.
And of course, we thought it mightn't have been the smartest move to stay out, but Hampstead, he's on the freshest tyres out of these guys too. Sam Sutton. Oh,
Sutton with
under
the draft
brakes.
too. Ah, man.
Oh, look at him.
Sutton just getting squirrely on the exit. Oh.
Down sideways too, just touches a bit of the AstroTurf.
And I think they were sideways all the way through the exit phase of that corner.
Oh, look at Sutton. He's got a bit of a draft here. Will he think about a move up the inside of Down? No. Thinks better of it.
Yeah, I think Sutton knows that because Madison's on newer tyres, he's going to have the advantage under braking. So, especially with a few laps to go, it's not worth it trying to fire up the inside now.
Yeah, lap 33 of 38. Our race leader, Jared Phillips, he's in a different postcode, ladies and gentlemen. 7.2 seconds up the road. There's no worries about Jared. He's just going to keep calm and collected, but the battle here is for the positions on the podium. Madison Down in second, Sam Sutton third, Richard Hampstead now closing in for the last spot on the step of the podium.
Oh man, this is really hotting up now, right when we needed it to. Let's just touch quickly on the battle for 11th. Maloney, Burton, Schreier, and Cubis. Cubis is back involved as well. Turns out he didn't lose all that much as a result of his incident at Parabolica.
Yeah, with these guys squabbling a little bit, that benefited him. He was able to close that margin back in, get within that draft, brings him back straight into this paddle back, so that's good.
19th and 20th. Oh, Leon Tander. Oh, wow.
Oh, Day says thank you.
And so does Jason Dixon, almost. Maybe not.
Oh, but
yes.
He's had a moment there. How's the wiggle there? Just shot him out. He's run wide and now lost that position.
Goodness me. Car just completely rotated on him there where he did not need it to.
Now look at Sam Sutton. He's going to look down the front straight. He's going to look to the inside. It's going to be the braking duel. No, he thinks better of it. He's trying to outbrake Down. But Down, he's got him sideways. Looked it up a little bit. Sideways.
Sliding. Oh, and Sutton's going to try the undercut.
Just can't get the power down.
Those fresher tyres are again benefiting Down, and Hampstead is getting ever closer.
Oh.
We're on board with Hammer, looking at this amazing battle between TTR and Dayco Motorsport.
Look, he made massive gain in that braking zone right there, Richard Hampstead.
Wow.
He's confident with the rubber he's got underneath him. He knows he's fresher than these guys. They can't battle it out for the win. The leader is long gone. But it's a battle for the steps on the podium. Madison Down second, Sam Sutton third, Richard Hampstead fourth.
And we doubted Richard, didn't we? We questioned whether it was right to make that late pit stop, but it looks like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, it definitely hurt him for the win, but he probably thought, well, I'm not going to win this. I need to think about that second spot on the podium. And he's done his homework. He's got the fresher tyres towards the end. It's coming towards the end of lap 34.
Yeah, we've got, I believe, 4 or 5 laps to go in this race. What a race it's been. But even Richard's starting to struggle with the rears on that car at the moment.
Yeah, so what happens is Hampstead sees these guys battling and probably tries just a little bit harder than he needs to, and just uses up his tyres, brings the temperatures up. But he's an old hand at this. He knows how to just get this car settled. You'll see these guys battling up front, sideways for Sam Sutton on exit, Down trying to move around, break that draft a little bit, working perfectly for Hampstead as these laps tick on.
Yep, let's see how much of a gain he makes in this braking zone at turn 1. Braking just before the 200 marker, closing right up to Sam Sutton.
Beautiful.
Look at that. And now he's right on the back of Sam
Yeah,
Sutton.
Sutton's a sitting duck, and I think Down might be in a fair bit of trouble too.
Wow. Just the pace that Richard Hampstead is exhibiting here at the moment is fantastic.
Sutton thinking about a move there. 50.8 for Down and Sutton, a 50.1 for Hampstead.
Hampstead just stays in behind them. No point in trying a move through the chicane now.
Nah, he's just going to sit now. He knows that he's got that braking performance there. So if he can just get himself positioned, get a bit of a toe down that straight, he will outbrake these guys, no worries.
Through Lesmo. Oh, man. 5th, 6th, and 7th, though, just behind these guys, is still quite the battle happening at the moment. Bocatel and Ian Ford are still very, very, very close, but...
Oh, you can see Sam Singh just moving around on the rubber. We know what sort of tyre condition he's got. Oh, if he can get a clean run, Hampstead will get a bit of a toe down here. Will he think about a move up here at the inside? Surely he will.
I think he will.
Going to cover. He's going to have to go to the outside, but he's got the tyre grip. No. He's just going to see if he can try the under and over. Yeah, look at that. Turns the car in, the Falcon.
Yep.
Oh, Sutton holds position. You can see him wiggle on exit. But Hampstead will now carry that pace. The Falcon down the front straight. He's got the fresher tyres. We've seen what he can do under brakes. No doubt he's going to outbrake Sutton into the hairpin.
Yep. Watch this. Down brakes. And then Sutton and Hampstead brake. Richard has the move done.
Job done.
Before they even turn in. Fantastic stuff.
And he was 2/10 quicker than down last lap round too. So now he's going to get a bit of a sniff off the back of bumper of that Commodore Madison down.
We got 3 laps to go on this race, Sandman. It's not over yet.
We've got ourselves a great Holden versus Ford battle for P2. The guys breaking into the chicanes, bouncing up over the curbs, down just to the left rear into the gravel. Didn't hurt him too much though.
Yeah, and I'm noticing, you can see that through almost all the turns. Richard Hampstead is being much more conservative on corner exit than anyone else I've seen in the top 10 at the moment.
Maybe a downshift there for second for Hampstead. That was interesting.
Yeah.
So what he needs a nice clean run through here, the S's. Clip the curbs, don't unsettle the car too much. He's doing a good job. Nice run out of here.
Ian Ford and Bo Cattell are still fighting though. Cattell has a tiny bit of a run on Ford, but breaks early into Ascari. It seems that Ford might be suffering a little bit of an understeer problem through Ascari, Sandman.
Yeah, in saying that, he got a nice little exit there on Cattell though, so these guys, Cattell seems to be rolling out a little bit there. I wouldn't like to think he's that close on fuel.
Yeah. Ryan O'Sullivan and PJ Sturgios, meanwhile, are also still going at it.
Love these battles all the way throughout this field. That's what V8SCOPS racing's all about. Doesn't matter, first or 21st, first or 41st. Well, sometimes there's 41 cars there, but the racing run, regardless of where you are, these guys turn it on and love every second out of it. You can see the battles going on all the way throughout the field.
Yep, I think PJ might have a bit of a run here on Ryan O'Sullivan.
Yep.
Stays in the draft, goes to the outside. Sturgios versus O'Sullivan into turn 1. Who's going to blink first? Whoa!
Plenty of
side by
racing
side.
Oh, nice job there, PJ.
Yeah, awesome stuff from PJ Sturgios there.
Oh,
Even
it's
got
not
up on
over
the
yet,
anti-cut. Oh,
Ryan thinking about a move, we just lit the tyres up a little bit there, but PJ did too. They were both squirreling as they tried to get the power down.
PJ's going to... Oh, O'Sullivan! Goodness me! Oh, so O'Sullivan gets on the grass of the white line a little bit there too. Oh, and it looks like Michael Cracknell and Lee Day have seen this happening and are starting to catch up. Looks like, meanwhile, up at the front, Madison down. Edged away a little bit from Hammer as this is the final lap of the race. 7 seconds ahead of these guys. Jared Filsell, he exited the final chicane as these guys were entering it. It's been an absolutely dominant performance from Jared Filsell today, I have to say.
Yeah, didn't put a foot wrong all day. It's the strategies in the race has come down to these guys battling out for the podium. Richard Hampstead, Madison down there battling out for second place. Hammer. Oh, he just closes up under brakes here. He's leaving his charge late.
And Sutton is still with these guys, remember. He's going to be looking and seeing what he can do.
Look, at the end of the day, these guys trip over each other. He's there to pick up the pieces.
Coming through Lesmo too. Oh, down gets a wheel into the gravel again. And Hampstead has seen this. He's gotten just a tiny bit better exit.
I think he just needs to back out of this turn.
Oh,
I think he needs to get single file, hit his marks, and try and carry that speed down the straight.
Oh, goodness me. Yeah. Exit of Ascari is going to be key here. Let's see who gets it right.
Oh, down wiggles a little bit. Oh, hard to look away from this battle, but up front, Jared Filsell coming into the last turn. It's been a dominant performance. We still keep a second eye on this battle between Down and Hampstead.
Oh, Hammer on Down's bumper.
But up front, Jared Filsell takes a dominating win. Oh, move to the outside there. Hampstead just touches the curb. It's going to be Down in second, Hampstead third. Great result for Jared Filsell. Absolutely dominant here at Monza.
Wow, brilliant job. Sean Kelly finishes in 5th place. Ian Ford is going to come out of the final turn well ahead of Bo Cattell and Brock Salmon. Oh, I think Cattell's out of fuel. Cattell's out of fuel.
We said he was coasting. I called it a couple of laps ago. I thought I could hear him rolling out of the throttle. He's just come short and missed a couple of positions to the finish line.
Bo Cattell was on for a potential 6th position and ends up 9th.
Oh.
And Wayne Burke, his Synergy Sim Racing teammate, rounds out your top 10. Jake Burton in 11th. Bo Cubis crossing the line. Maloney, Preston, Schreier, PJ Sturgios and Ryan O'Sullivan. Oh, looks like Michael Cracknell got past Ryan O'Sullivan. There must have been some sort of incident back there. But we'll go to our leader, our winner, sorry. Whoa, look at them celebrating.
It's all very awesome. Shane Van Gisbergen-ish, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Brilliant performance from Jared Filsell. And of course, this means, because he finished ahead of Madison Down, thus getting more points, Jared Filsell leads the Drivers' Championship.
What a race we're going to have at Phillip Island. It's going to be the decider. These guys, there's been nothing in it for them all season. And of course, first, second, Jared was just absolutely dominant here at Monza. He grabbed them in qualifying and he just led from the start and was impressive all night long.
This is so cool. While I'm watching these guys drift around this historic venue. Jared Filsell going super drifty through Parabolica. Brilliant stuff from all of these guys. Here we go. I think Filsell's going to do some victory burnouts. Wow.
Take nothing away from him. He did a great job. He's going for the old NASCAR style burnout. Put the splitter up against the wall and light up the tyres.
Yep. You might be having a bit of trouble with that though. But race results are up on your screen now. Jared Filsell is your race winner. Madison Down finished 2nd. Richard Hampstead finished 3rd. Sam Sutton 4th. Sean Kelly 5th. Ian Ford 6th. Brock Salmon 7th. 8th was Kane Kugamiya. 9th was Bo Cattell. And Wayne Burke rounded out your top 10.
11th through 20th, Jake Burton in 11th. Bo Cubis in 12th. Jake Maloney in 13th. Corey Preston 14th. Michael Schreier 15th. PJ Sturgis in 16th. Michael Cracknell 17th. Ryan O'Sullivan 18th. Jason Dixon 19th. And in 20th, Leon Tander.
Michael Healy for TTR Red was 21st. 22nd was Dayco Motorsports' Matthew Ross Munro. Nigel Marney finished 23rd. 24th was Mitch McLeod after a very eventful race. Kurt Stenberg finished 25th. 26th was Lee Day, Dylan Shepherd 27th, a lap down Matt Morrison 28th, 29th was Brenton Hobson, and Tyson Williams ended up in 30th position, 10 laps down on the leaders.
Yeah, 31st, 15 laps down. Lee Ellis, not here. Quickly want to forget. Blackhall, 32nd. Jason Bentz, 33rd. Dean O'Brien, 34th. Todd Parks, 35th. Dale Nish, 36th. In 37th, Scott Connors.
Well, there you go. That's your finishing positions for round 14 of the V8 Supercar Online Premier Series here at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. And, goodness me, what a fantastic event this was.
When the boys turned it on, Phil Sell was in a league of his own, but some great racing throughout the field. But we knew Monza would turn it on. It's a great racetrack, and certainly been a nice little spark for our series. And of course, now all the attention turns to Phillip Island.
Yeah, it definitely does. Phillip Island is going to be the decider. It is confirmed as Jared Filsell leads the championship by a smallish amount over Madison Down coming out of this round and into Phillip Island. I cannot wait. When is the last round, actually? It's later on in the month, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to wait to hear maybe from our trusty director. I actually don't know, but...
it's okay. We'll get that
back
information
to
you. We definitely will. We got Jared Filsell in the box. Jared, absolutely fantastic job, dude.
Thanks, mate. That was obviously harder than it looked on the broadcast. The weather didn't play kind to anyone. It's certainly struggling out there towards the latter part of the stints.
Mate, you've got to be fairly happy with your performance. So you did it in qualifying, and in the race you were just on top of everyone else. The car looked quite good. You said the weather didn't play in your favour, but definitely had the Monza over everyone else.
Yeah, well, I was pretty hesitant to what everyone else was going to do with setup for the track being so hot. So I wasn't sure how I was going to go. So the car held up pretty good, fortunately. So yeah, it's good. Good championship points. I was hoping Madison would finish a little bit further back, but good on him for finishing P2. Looks like he had a good battle towards the end there.
Well, you lead the championship now, Jared, having finished ahead of Madison and overtaken that very small 10-point lead that he had over you. So going into Phillip Island, what's your plan?
I thought it was 18 points, but it could be 10. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check. But yeah, Phillip Island, not my favoured track, that's for sure. I don't know. I just don't really click with that circuit. So I'll do the practice with me and Bo. I'll try and get into the groove of that shit, and yeah.
All right, brilliant stuff, Jared, and congratulations on the race win. And I guess many people will be having their fingers crossed for you coming into Phillip Island. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, mate. Me too. Well, my fingers and toes crossed while I'm driving.
Yeah.
All the best, mate.
Thank you.
Madison Down next in the interview booth. Madison Down having finished second after a very, very long battle with Sam Sutton and Richard Hampstead. Mad, having started fifth, you seem to have gotten over those clutch issues that you were talking about before the start of the race.
Nah, actually just started with a button on the steering wheel, and that went far better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
So it was probably one of the best starts I've had this season. Actually, to not really lose any ground was really good. But yeah, it didn't really have the pace overall tonight to fight for the win. As soon as I saw the time Jared had done in qualifying and how pacey he looked in every session, it was just a matter of trying to finish as high up as I could. So in that scenario, it was second place, and yeah, not a bad race. Just didn't quite feel comfortable enough, but nah, happy to get second, and well done to Jared. It'll make for a pretty interesting final round in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, definitely. It is on November 15th, just confirming the final round at Phillip Island. And speaking of that, Mad, how confident are you feeling going into the final round?
Not very, actually.
Yeah?
Well, I don't know. One thing I've got to actually organise a co-driver, so there is options there, but I've got to try and see what the best scenario will be. And the second thing is Jared's pretty much unbeatable at the moment. I don't know whether he's found a little bit more in setup or driving style or what, but all credit to him, he's driving really, really well. I think he's won pretty much all the last solo races we've done for the last 3 or 4 rounds, bar the Brock Salmon one at Mosport. So he's done such a good job recently. So he's going to be hard to beat. So anyway, we'll see what happens. He doesn't like Phillip Island, so hopefully I've got that going for me. Phillip Island for me is normally a strong track, so we'll see.
Yeah, mate, you touched on setup. You said in the earlier broadcast race that you were already thinking ahead, maybe some possible changes before this start of this race. Did you make those changes, or did you leave the car as it was?
Yeah, I did actually. I went in with a full different setup. I was previously on a setup that I'd made, and I was running that. And it was quite different to Brock Salmon's, and Brock Salmon's was the one that most of the team was on, so I made the switch to that. I'm not sure, I mean, it's hard to know whether that was the right move or not, but either way, the car was fairly consistent. I just don't think we quite had it right tonight, but anyway, something to work on. Hopefully at Phillip Island, track a lot of the team know and love and are good at, so hopefully we'll have something a bit better there.
And before we go, a great battle with you and Hammer. That was awesome to watch.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was just watching the mirror, especially that last lap. He was all over me. So yeah, that was awesome. And I knew that I had all the boys on TeamSpeak saying to me, yeah, you know what Hammer's like, he'll have a dive. That's the way he is, you know, he'll have a crack. And I said, yeah, I know, that's what I'm worried about. Is I'm like Sam, who I was battling before, he's a lot more tentative to have a dive. And I thought, yeah, I saw what Richard did to Jared at round 1 again recently. With the video that V8s Online put up, and yeah, I knew Richard, if he had the slightest sniff, was going to have a crack.
It was great to watch, mate, and no doubt you'll be getting ready for Phillip Island. Jared, everyone's is going to be feverishly start testing, no doubt, and mate, we look forward to seeing how all that unfolds in a couple of weeks' time.
Thanks for that. See you then.
And, of course, the second part of that battle, Richard Hampstead, he joins us in the commentary box, mate. A later pit stop strategy over everyone else. We thought that might cost you in the end, but those fresh tyres paid off when you were attacking Sam Sutton at the end.
Yeah, hey guys. Yeah, the theory behind the whole late stop was that I noticed the car was, like in practice, the car was a lot quicker on light fuel. So my basic strategy for the race was to run it as light as possible. Unfortunately, I was actually pretty uncomfortable after the pit stop on the light fuel. So I was struggling a bit actually to catch Madison and Sam there. So I was a bit fortunate that they started battling, and which allowed me back into their draft and to have a go.
Yeah, the draft's crucial around here. We spoke about it a lot during this broadcast, and we noticed that whenever the boys start tussling, if you weren't quite in the thick of it, as soon as you get a sniff of that draft, it really does suck you straight into the battle.
Oh yeah, I noticed that behind Sam and Madison, because Madison was probably pulling away from me a little tiny bit. That might have been helped by Sam's draft, but as soon as they started having a go at each other, I just got straight back up to them, and yeah.
So bring on Phillip Island now, mate.
Yeah, that's looking forward to that. Would be good to round the year off with a win. It's been quite a long time for me, so that'll definitely be the aim for us.
Is it a favourite, or is it a love or hate track for you?
Definite favourite. Yeah. Well, actually, when I first started iRacing, I hated it, but then I learned how to drive, and ever since then I've always really liked it, and I've always seemed to have gone relatively well there.
All right, all the best, mate. No doubt preparations will start fairly shortly, but all the best for Phillip Island, mate, and hopefully chalk up a win before the season's out.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Right, cheers, guys.
And, of course, next up in the interview lineup, 4th place finisher Sam Sutton for Dayco Motorsports in car number 888. Sam, an incredibly good drive from you in this race. Tried to take a chance with the early pit stop, but it didn't really work out for you, did it?
Yeah, I gambled on the tyre life and it nearly paid off. Just a stupid slowdown, getting greedy at the second chicane, let Mad get in the draft, and from then I had no tyre left to fight in. Couldn't outbrake him, so yeah, Goose was cooked.
So that's what happened to you on that lap, because we noticed that there was a bit of a discrepancy in your lap times. Okay.
Yeah, just got greedy on the right hander and just kind of flew it over too much, and yeah, about a second and a half slowdown. But in the end, I think the two guys who were quicker overall did get past me. Just locked it out with the strategy to get in front.
Yeah,
Mate, we loved it. When we saw you pit early and we saw the games you were making, the lap times that you were pulling over the rest of the field was sensational. And it was so close between you and Phil Cell as he came out of the pits. That was incredible.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't want to get stuck behind Hammer too long because I figured I'd have the better tyre life. So I ducked in once I got it under his wing. And yeah, I was surprised to come out as quick as close to Phil Cell as I did.
Well,
incredible stuff, mate. Sorry, Reese.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say to Sam, yeah, once again, very good job. Finishing fourth, of course. It's a very good backup for your Bathurst 1000 win with Jake Maloney. And speaking of the GT Omega Endurance Cup, you guys are going into the final round at Phillip Island as the leaders of that particular championship within a championship that we're running. So, what's your plan for Phillip Island? Do you feel confident about it?
If I can make the race, I'll be pretty confident. I mean, it's not one of the tracks I enjoy. I'd rather watch it burn, but we'll see how we go. if I make the round, we'll see how we go. Hopefully, we figured out where we got to finish. So yeah, just got to get it done.
Awesome stuff. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Sam, and once again, very good job in that race. Despite the trouble that you underwent, it was still a very good drive.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
And last of all, in terms of drivers, we have fifth place finisher Sean Kelly for TTR Blue. Sean, fifth place, incredibly good job.
Yeah, hey guys. Yeah, pretty happy, I guess. No, pretty tough field out there tonight, as usual. Even a bit tougher than normal, and a little bit no man's land. Probably in the second stint, ended up with about 10 litres fuel in the tank. So clearly, I should have been a few seconds up the road. So it's a bit of a shame if I'd sort of taken less fuel and maybe been in the mix with those guys up ahead. But yeah, it was a good fun.
Were you surprised, mate? You qualified second, but fell back a little bit from those boys. How was the car? You weren't entirely happy with it?
No, I don't think anyone is happy with the cars anyway. I hear from other teams, no, you just never, you hardly ever have your car, really. Never quite does what you want, but Madison, Fuel Cell, Hammer, and Sam tonight, those guys just so fast. They just got insane levels of concentration, and it just yelled seconds over the course of the race. As simple as that. So yeah, bring on the yellow flags. Maybe give us a chance. Yeah, otherwise I think I'll better follow Sam around a bicycling show. I won't let him burn down Phillip Island.
Oh man!
So we're not too far away, mate. It'll have to start testing and get yourself head sorted for Phillip Island.
Oh, absolutely. Doing best next week, but yeah, Phillip Island's my favourite track. It's the one track where I can actually feel little differences in the car and feel like what I want. If I only could replicate that on other tracks, I'd be alright, because it's about the only track. And once out of the 200 races, I once outpaced Madison there, and at the end of the day, I just don't outpace those top three on any track. So Phillip Island's the one track I stand half a chance. So it's the one I'm most looking forward to for sure.
All right, mate. All the best. We'll no doubt see you at Phillip Island. Looking for a strong run, mate. And mate, we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time.
Cheers. Yeah, thanks TTR and Hybrid Racing Simulations. And yeah, thanks guys.
Cheers, mate. Well, that was an impressive race, Reese, and of course it couldn't be done without all the boys behind the scenes. Simon's jumped back in the box. How'd you go, mate? The boys are a little bit busy there in race control with a couple of incidents.
Yeah, there was a little bit of back and forth over a few of the various incidents there, but we pretty much got everything ironed out as best we could. I think there were 1 or 2 drive-throughs in that race as well, so they were served, so a few points penalties too. So, but overall, from what I could see, there was some great racing out there, some excellent battles for positions in little groups all over the place. So yeah, it was quite entertaining to watch.
the scenes. Yeah, mate, one thing that V8SCOPS is famous for is the battles. Doesn't matter regardless of where you are in the field, and this racetrack really turned it on for those guys, because as we were saying with Hammer, that you get so caught up with a battle and you can see it happening in front. As soon as you get a sniff of that draft, you're right in the mix of it.
Yeah, it probably helps you. You can be a little bit more attacking in some places and still make up for it, because you got the draft if it doesn't work out for you to get back to them a little bit. So it helps a little bit in that aspect.
So now eyes forward, mate. It's the grand finale at Phillip Island. No doubt it's going to be an absolute ripper.
Yes, the final of the GT Omega Endurance Cup, which should be fantastic at Phillip Island for the 500. So we're going to be back to driver pairings again. So should be a pretty entertaining weekend as well, I think. Should be very interesting.
All right, mate. We'll let you get out of here and take a well-earned rest. A big thank you to you and the boys for putting all it on and all the behind-the-scenes work for this series. Everyone loves it and couldn't thank you guys enough. So big thank you, and mate, bring on Phillip Island. It's going to be an absolute perler.
No worries. So big thanks to all the guys at V8 Online, yourself, Seb, Reese, Jay. You did an excellent job. Thanks very much. And yeah, shout out to all the boys in the admin tonight. They were pretty busy and they did a great job. So thanks to them as well.
Cheers, mate. All right. Well, how about that race? The big grand finale at Phillip Island. I'll tell you what, I did take a sigh of relief when I saw Mr. Kelly leave. Didn't mention any of the rugby results, so that's good.
Yeah, true. And he'll be. I was surprised he didn't give me hell for it, because we're both in Perth, so he's got the geographic proximity.
Anyway, enough of that rubbish. We don't care about that anymore, do we?
Nope.
It's all about Phillip Island. Bring on the grand finale.
Oh yes, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Phillip Island, one of the best circuits in Australia, depending on who you ask, of course, Sam Sutton. But 500 kilometres, co-drivers. It's the finale of the GT Omega Endurance Cup and the V8 Supercars Online Premier Series for 2015. It's been one hell of a year, hasn't it?
Has, and it's going to be a nail biter. I love Phillip Island. Can't wait to see the action from there. And of course, we've got a championship to decide. And mate, I can't wait. 2 weeks is too long, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, me too. I feel exactly the same. Well, I think we might wrap it up there. Of course, don't forget, be here on November the 15th, or the weekend of November 15th, because that's when we're going to be racing at Phillip Island. We hope to see you all there, viewers, and of course, I'll be there, Seb will be there, Sandman, Jay, the whole crew is likely going to be there to bring you the finale to one of the best sim racing championships I have ever seen in all my time sim racing. So thank you very much, Sandman, for jumping in the comms box. It was awesome commentating with you.
Thank you, Reese. Likewise, mate. Loved it. And thank you, Seb, behind the scenes. And bring on Phillip Island.
Yep, so there you go. That was round 14 of the V8 Supercar Online Premier Series, presented by GT Omega Racing and Oceanic Sim Racing, presented by V8s Online as well. I guess we'll see you next time.